Welcome to the CrashOut.
Yes, sir. We're back, baby.
Yo, man. Welcome back. Episode 50, big 550, man.
Nah, say it
Big
right.
milestone.
5-0. We the police.
Oh, yo, that's why.
Sammy on his own with that one, man. We are not the popos, man. We are not the ops.
When they say call 12, that's us.
That is not us. Sammy on his own. But, what's going on, everybody? We have a litany of topics to go over today. I'm going to try not to be too long, but very excited for what we got to talk about. You already know,
sir.
I go by the name of Nano_Blaster, but you could call me Nano. Mr. Sammy, what's up?
Not much, Mr. Blaster. Appreciate the alley-oop. As you all know, it's the one favorite Afro Samurai. We back again with another episode 50. Because we the police. Don't listen to what Nano said. But as he did say earlier, the one time I'll tell y'all to listen to Nano, we do got a lot of topics and they are juicy, bro. I could not have waited long enough to talk about this shit with y'all. Like, y'all thought we was done because we didn't come on Wednesday? We coming on all of y'all today.
Hey, yo.
Sammy on his weird shit again.
Damn, it's because it's Friday night. That's crazy.
Caleb, let him know, man.
Yo, what's good? Caleb Black Flash, or should I say Black Flash 1 Up now? Here in the flesh.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Been a wild couple weeks, man. Especially these racing game competitive scenes. So we got some stuff to talk about. So it should be good.
Man, Caleb always find a way to get him some haters, man. We love to see it, but hey, man. Last but not least, we got Mr. OneWingedAngel.
The poppy of Speedstorm.
Yo, what up, everybody? Yo, we got a nice podcast for you today. A lot of topics, a lot of sauciness from Sammy. Apparently, I don't know. He's been playing Arc Raiders lately. He acting brand new now. I don't know. His wild behavior. Yo, what up, Romy? Yo, we got Absent, Kenzo. Let's go, everybody. How are y'all doing today on this beautiful Friday? I know it's weird to do a podcast on a Friday, but
let's go, chat.
Yeah, we on a Friday, yo. So without further ado, let's get the podcast started.
Yeah, this ain't our normal day, but stuff happens in life, so we had to postpone, but here we are.
Yeah. Welcome to the CrashOut. Put your seatbelt on me cause we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. Welcome to the CrashOut. Put your seatbelt on me cause we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. We covering the drama, we talking about your mama. We smoking on the ganja, we drifting in the Honda. We turning up with Sammy, OneWinged's with the family. Black Flash jamming like a lammy, Nano always understanding. Yeah. Welcome to the CrashOut. Put your seatbelt on because we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. Welcome to the CrashOut. Put your seatbelt on because we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out.
All right. Let's do it.
All right, so just to start off, our first topic will be, divisions, the World Cup, in Disney Speedstorm. If you don't know, or, you're new to the podcast, Disney Speedstorm is a kart racing game, and the community has put together their own competitive league. And this year is the World Cup. We're getting to the final stages. We just got done with what's it called? I believe the second to last round in the knockouts. It was Team Caribbean versus Team Brazil. And it was, let's just say there was an upset. A lot of people didn't see this coming, but Brazil surprised a lot of people, but they earned it. It was people in the chat saying, there's no way Falcon Angel, Toxic, Sonic, blah, blah, blah. I've played against them in division. Hey, this ain't the same team in division. You know what I'm saying? They were fragmented in divisions, but this Brazil is literally all of the strongest players on each Brazil team, which is BRZ Animal, BRZ Pharaoh, BRZ Beastie, all on one team. And, they locked in for this World Cup. So we're going to go over that match. I know Angel probably talk about, his experience going against Brazil. But yeah, I guess we can start it. So.
You want to go? I mean, you could break down the points first, and then we can talk about it.
So just the points. See, I did take a screenshot. Here's the thing. I compared the points that when Team USA went against Brazil versus when Team Caribbean went against Brazil, and it was actually pretty similar. So, yeah, let me see if I can pull that up.
Yeah, this Brazilian team. I mean, we went against them in the regular season, and we actually, won. Pretty nicely. You know what I mean? And I feel like we faced a whole different team. Like, these guys went into the hyperbolic time chamber. And I don't know, just became a super team. I do know Wolf be training these boys left and right. I mean, they scrim with each other. They always helping one another with scrims and whatnot. And they definitely came out looking like a crazy ass team. I was not expecting this race to go with what it did. I mean, we also didn't practice. Like, I want to go by what I gotta say. As a captain, I will never be a captain of a team ever fucking again in my life, because it is very stressful. I'm not gonna say it like that, but like when I try to hey guys, you want to practice? Hey guys, what times are you available? Hey guys, this, hey that, and I get no responses, and I don't get no feedback from the other team, and it's like, bro, like we should have definitely practiced for this. And we should have definitely got all our picks as a team together to be more prepared than what we were. And, and also as a captain, I should have put Toxic in this race instead of having them sub out 10 races afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that I should have called before we even started doing this race, but I didn't. And,
Do you guys know that, was there a reason why Toxic did start?
No, I mean, that's another thing. I was just like, who wants to race what class? Like, who wants to, be on this? And, I really never really got much. I mean, Mo said, he'll be the speedster or brawler, I believe is what he was. Yes. And then I just assumed Falcon was going to do trickster because that's what he's been doing. And me, defender, and then brawler, and wherever else, I would be needed if somebody didn't have a racer. And then Sonic was obviously on the speedster, but we never really, Toxic never really I want to be in there, but he probably thought that we had this even without him. That's probably why he didn't step up and be like, hey, yo, let me be in this one. So, there was a whole bunch of different scenarios that could have happened. I do wish, as a team, you would have communicated more and maybe practiced more and actually did more in sync with each other. Because I truthfully felt our team should have definitely went to the finals. Like we had pretty much a star roster. Like there was like
That's one of the favorites.
yeah, like so like I definitely feel like we should have not lost the race that we did, but that's not saying anything less to BRZ. You guys definitely did your thing. It's just as a captain, I know the potential of my team. I just didn't utilize the full potential when I should have. And also I probably should have pushed my teammates to, hey, get into practice. Shit, Toxic came out of nowhere and he rallied up the team before I could have. And that goes to show something. I'm like, damn, like Toxic comes out of nowhere, but like, hey guys, we need to do, let's do practice or let's do this scrim. Everybody jumps. Same with Absent. I'm like, damn, but when I say something, I'm like, nobody's responding, nobody's wanting to do nothing. That's kind of crazy.
I will say, like, having experience being a captain, you guys, at least with the stream snipers, I mean, don't get it twisted. We've had our problems, even with this World Cup on USA, but at least when I can speak for the stream snipers, you guys help make it easy for me. So, I always appreciate the stream snipers and everybody that was a part of that team. But yeah, man, sometimes it ain't easy, man. Like it's, cause it's always like a tricky thing because realistically you can't make people do anything. You're literally like at the mercy of them, like communicating with you or not. So, this captain is definitely not like there's nothing easy about it. So I feel for you, Mr. Angel.
Well, definitely. And then also, I mean, I know some of y'all might know, some of y'all might not know, but like, I was also dealing with a lot of personal, things that's happening, behind the scenes. I mean, I know I told y'all on my personal stream, about, the breakup and all that stuff like that. And you know what I mean? Like I was dealing with that since even before the World Cup even started. Like I was literally dealing with that while also trying to stream, be a dad, work, and do everything else. Like there's a lot of IRL stuff that was happening with me. So maybe I didn't want to feel as pushy because I was already stressed the fuck out, behind the scenes already and stuff like that. So like, that, and then us losing that was the breaking point. I was like, yo, that was the last thing I needed to happen while everything else is already like going to shit right now in my personal life. And that shit, I was like, man, I don't know. I did my stream, bro. I was like, I was about to crash out, but not in like an anger way, but like in a sad way.
Well, I mean, I think there's a silver lining to everything, and who knows, man? This could have been, it could have been God's way of trying to give you a break, man, letting you chill off the competitive scene and giving you that little time for, to get things right mentally. You never know.
More like giving that time to play Arc Raiders.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I kind of feel relieved. I was disappointed because I wanted to win, but it's like where you feel two emotions at the same time, kind of like disappointment and relief. Kind of like, okay, now I can relax. I ain't gotta stress.
Gotta weight off your shoulder. Nah, that's how I felt too, Caleb. Like, I felt I share your sentiments. Obviously, when we're racing, we're not racing to lose. I don't want people to get that misconstrued, but I know some of us, are, after this World Cup, we're going to be either taking breaks or just not playing the game anymore. So when you get out the tournament, it's kind of like, man, I don't got to worry about doing practice. I don't got to worry about setting up matches and stuff like that. And, putting my time on Speedstorm, I could just chill and like do whatever I want to do. So I feel you, Caleb.
Yeah, but I guess to get to the points, essentially the points was 279 Caribbean to 297 Brazil. And just a comparison for when USA went to Brazil, USA had 281 to 294. So we actually, with that being said, I think if, like, let's say if we beat Brazil and then Caribbean beat whatever team, and it was Caribbean versus the United States of America, that would have been a very close race, just looking at the points. Just based off of the common opponent we went against, when we had similar points, I think it would have been a good match. But hey, maybe that's another timeline. We went against Caribbean, it was lit. But in this timeline, Brazil is the king. So,
they persevere and they deserved it, man. They played hard. The team play was on point. I'm pretty sure they had great communication, and there's no shame in losing to the Brazil team that both of our teams lost to.
Yeah, I'm glad they're finally getting their recognition, because some of the players, like, you see them on like top of the leaderboard up there, certain time trials and stuff. So it's just like I've seen the talent for a minute, so it's just like they finally got all together. But I guess for the match, we can just quickly go over it. For 279 Caribbean to 297 Brazil. For Caribbean, we had a OneWingedAngel MVP of the match. As much as he felt like he didn't do good, he actually was the MVP of the match and scored the most points. 97 points, 16 races. Falcon with 82, Most Skills 47, Sonic Anarchy 30, Toxic 23. And Paulie didn't race this time. And then for Brazil, Rayoni with 84, 604 Lucas with 80, DK with 72, and Bronco with 61. So I think the Caribbean, they definitely, performed. I think it was the Brazilian team, they were more consistent throughout their four players. Seemed like they're, all four players were, getting good positions. But
no, definitely.
Is...
Big congratulations to Brazil, by the way. You earned that. You guys raced your asses off. And I see the scrims. The boy Absent was scrimming with BRZ yesterday, man, and like it was the final boss team, kind of, because Absent was in there too as a fill-in, but against this BRZ team, and it was close. Like close point wise. So I'm like, yo, like these guys are definitely trained hard from like when they first started to now. Like this is a super team right here, just as much as the final boss is a super team. That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, and I just want to say, if you actually look back at the division website or older podcast episodes or whatever, the way you want to look at it, if you look at like the previous history, 604 Lucas was carrying his team. Rayoni was carrying his team. DK was carrying his team. You know what I'm saying? These are all people who were carrying their teams, and they got together. So, so the magic happened.
And let's not forget, Bronco was always also a star in points too.
Yes.
Yeah, Bronco. And Bronco, I think, was doing very well in the solo tournaments too.
So yeah, so like, people might not have seen this as a big threat team just because people based it off of how they were split up in divisions.
It's less known than like Wolf, I guess, but the skill is definitely equal.
But we called it out in divisions when we always covered divisions, and we covered the feral, animal, and bestial matches, and we said if these top four people were to be in one team, they would be a badass team, and this goes to show you exactly what that is, because they're going into semifinals.
Yep, that's a fact.
So I think with that being said, I think we're in the final round this week of the knockout or the redemption stage, which will be Brazil versus England or the UK. And so whoever wins between Brazil and the UK will be facing off against Imperial Brazil. And that will be the World Cup match, which will be 20 races. And, we'll see. Will it be a Brazil Civil War, or will the UK, hold it down? So, I'm actually looking forward to this weekend, seeing, the exciting races that are to come.
Also, I know I said I was going to take a break from streaming, but I may or may not go live for this because there is no other host available for this, like at all. Like every single host is busy right now, so I might just go live just to have a host be able to host this match. Because if not, we won't have a host for this. So I'll step up as the host.
Then he's gonna stream Arc Raiders right after.
That is fucking crazy, Sammy.
I don't know. Angel, did you show? I guess last league. I guess you can show the bracket. See where the teams are standing. What's it looking like, and then we can move on.
Where's the bracket at? I don't think the season bracket is good. Yeah, the season bracket is not going to be on this one. If you want to look at the player statistics, you can see the top, players, currently, until the next match. But the bracket, I think, is a picture in Discord. I gotta grab it. Oh no, not rematch. I'm not trying to play that. What the hell? Where's divisions at right here? Announcements. I don't think there is an updated bracket, Caleb.
Yeah, I guess it's not updated, but we just do like the last one. Here we go. Well, I'll post it in the chat.
It looked like Valix is really holding it down for England.
I think there is an updated bracket.
All right, so this is the updated, well, not the updated bracket, but the bracket updated, the most current updated bracket, at least. As the bracket, this obviously happened, so Brazil will be coming to this part right here. So Brazil and England, 20 races, week 5. Pretty much the semifinals. Because whoever wins this goes up into the finals to face Imperial Brazil, which literally had a nice, cool, almost 3-week vacation. Not having the race. They were just watching behind the scenes. So, whoever wins out of Brazil and England will go against the final boss. So that's going to be a spicy match. And then obviously the finals will happen next week. And that will also be 22 races. So it's not 20 races like the bracket says, it's 22. And they're all going to be every single map, variation 1, I believe. And then I think there's like 2 extra maps or something like that. I believe that's how the announcement said, right? Yeah, so the winner will face Imperial Brazil in the 2025 World Cup Grand Final, where every single track in the game will appear in variation 1. That's 22 circuits of pure adrenaline. So every single racetrack that's available in this game right now will be played at variation 1.
I like that.
That's actually pretty insane. I think this is going to be the first
a lot of
time
practice
where that many races has been played, because I think the most has been 20, if I remember.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, this is the first time that's over 20.
You know what that means? It sounds like teams are going to be doing a 10-hour practice.
Could be, man.
A
Could
10-hour practice is wild.
Bro,
You don't
gotta
take
go
that
through every
long.
track.
See, that's
You gotta
why
go
people
through
don't-
every track.
That's why people don't want to do it no more, because it's 10-hour shit. That's more than their job and stuff. They're not getting paid for it, all the stress. You might not even win. So hell no.
No.
That's why I said after the first World Cup, people got to really limit like how much they spend. Because at the end of the day, this is just for fun and competition. Like having a bunch of drama or stressing out too much, it ain't necessary. 10 hours is crazy.
That's facts. That's facts.
But
Man, you know there's gonna be at least one team doing a 10-hour practice.
yeah, but see, that's why they quit. Because you imagine doing 10 hours and then you literally go and then you end up losing by 100 points. Like, just because you practice for a bunch of hours, I mean, you gonna win. So yeah, you gotta.
Hey, I never said I'd practice 10 hours. I'm just saying that someone's gonna
Gotta balance that.
practice 10 hours.
Some people they do. They practice 10 hours, The other team practice 30 minutes. The team that practice 30 minutes wins. End of the day,
It's gonna be
there's a
spicy.
skill element to it, so
Yeah, and that will be the conclusion of the World Cup finals too, which there will be nothing competitive, I don't think, until the new year. If I'm not mistaken, that's when the division super season or whatever.
yeah, so we've been saying it's season 5, but it's actually going to be a revamped divisions under Wolf. He's got a new system, so instead of it being division season 5, it is now going to be super division season 1, and that will be in January 2026.
Yeah, it's gonna be spicy.
Damn, another remaster remake. God,
Yo, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be spicy. I still don't know where I'm gonna go. So I mean, if there's any team looking for a strong player, man, like you can always DM me because I'm still looking for a team. I was gonna make one, but everybody's pretty much gobbled up already and already on the team. So it's a big booth, trying to make a team. So if there's any open spots on any available team, hit Poppy up because
me and Ishnik got an open spot, right?
Oh my God, this guy! I will play Arc Raiders later, okay, Sammy? Jeez.
Let's go.
They're taking me away from Speedstorm, guys.
I think a lot of games are. I think what it is, there's just so many good games that are out. It's just like, yeah, you got to get Speedstorm. These, sometimes you got to take a break on the game and play some other stuff. So that's, I think, where a lot of people are at. But yeah, speaking of other games, I think since that's all the Speedstorm news, I don't think there's anything. Wait. I guess the last thing that was the competitive side, but there is some Speedstorm news, at least when it comes to like the casual side. They did announce the next season, which is is it season 16 or 17?
Come on, did the season just drop?
Yeah, so this is the Winnie the Pooh season, but they just announced that the next season will be Zootopia officially.
Wait,
what?
I mean, that wasn't the leaks, man. That wasn't in the roadmap, but it was in the leak. The leak that we covered months ago. A little notepad. Zootopia was one of the new seasons in that league. So far, it's been pretty accurate. Like I said, we're gonna keep revisiting that list just to see how true it really was.
Wait, isn't Winnie the Pooh supposed to be the season where they announce a new roadmap?
Yeah, they haven't announced the roadmap yet. They just announced the next season. So I sent a picture in the group chat. You can post that on screen. But yeah, this is what they ended up showcasing. It's called Partners in Paw, New Racers and New Environment. So they specified there's going to be a new environment.
I mean, they said that before, but
that's true.
People are mad that they didn't get a Winnie the Pooh map. So.
Hold on.
People try to fill in the gaps. They never said there was going to be a new environment for Winnie the Pooh. The roadmap didn't say that. People were just freaking making stuff up, and then disappointed when.
I guess they were just hopeful that we were going to get a new track because that's kind of wild that they're skipping tracks for seasons now.
What if they drop this shit and then they just reskin Toon Village again for this season?
That'd be crazy. But I mean, after what they did with what's it called, Toy Story season, and they didn't give us a new map for the Toy Story season. That's why I'm like, why would they? Yeah. If they're saying there's not going to be a new environment, I'll take their word for it. Because look what happened to Toy Story. So
that's a missed opportunity.
It is 100-acre woods, bro. That would have been crazy.
But this Zootopia season, it's gonna be nice. I'm excited for the Zootopia. I know we're gonna have I forget their names in this movie, and I watched it too. What's the fox name?
I've never watched this movie.
You never watched Zootopia? Fuck, I forget their names. Like it's on the tip of my tongue.
Actually, they didn't watch Zootopia either.
I've seen it. I guess most people just know Judy Hopps and then
they're Judy Hobbs or whatever. Yeah, and then and I forget whatever the fox name is, but them two are obviously going to be the racers. But I'm hoping the sloth becomes the third racer.
Is it Swiper?
The sloth because he's slow, but he drives a fast car. So I was like, it'd be kind of funny if you get another heavyweight speedster and that sloth becomes the speedster.
Maybe an otter. I don't know if not to spoil the movie, but maybe the otter.
Yeah, there it is.
But-
Nick. That's his name. Nick and Judy. Yeah, those are the characters' name in the movie. And then the sloth, I forget what the sloth's name is, but I feel like that might be the third racer just because he was the highlight of that movie, in my opinion. That motherfucker was hilarious.
Yeah, I guess after that, the Tigger, Tigger, he was in regulated for people to try out. Yeah, Big Tigger. So
Oh, I played him in regulated. He's really fun and he's really good.
yeah, I think if there's any, if I do pay for a golden pass, it'd be probably for the Tigger.
Really? Damn, no Winnie or Eeyore love?
I'm thinking about Winnie. I just ain't really been playing Speedstorm like the last week, but
I
the third Tigger.
no more golden passes.
And I still need to get Eeyore too, but my thing is I'm not grinding tails. So if I have to grind tails to get like a mid-season or Eeyore, like I'm not. I'll just have to, get them in the future. That tail stuff is trash. You got to be on every day, and then you got to grind for hours in order to get one shard a day.
Complaining about that last night.
Well, was he? I wouldn't be surprised. Like, yeah, it's not healthy, and it's not. No. It's why it just keeps getting worse. I think it was better when they just had time trials, and if you got like the top 10%, you would get 20 shards, 25%, 10 shards, whatever it was. Now they just got you grinding for a week and doing these, or it's sometimes not even grinding. It's like spend 500 tokens, and then you'll get high on the leaderboard, and if you're in the top 1,000, you'll get one shard. Like the fact that they have some of the days for the tails is literally just spend tokens. That's kind of crazy. They got a spending token leaderboard. Who spent the most money or spent the most tokens that day? Okay. They made a leaderboard for that, which is insane.
Hold on, take that in. That's a whale leaderboard.
Yeah, they literally
whales now.
A whale leaderboard. Who can spend the most vanity coins? Who can spend the most tokens? Who can spend the most whatever? It's just like, yeah, I'm good. But I do want to get Eeyore. I do want to get Tigger and Winnie the Pooh. But I'll just have to get it eventually. Eventually, because I think eventually they come in the universal box, or they come to the there's some of the things like maybe like a season after. Sometimes you get shards. So
yeah, Goblin said Pooh was available for free this season. There was like events that gave 5 Pooh shards, so you was able to unlock them for free.
Yeah, but you have to actually play the game that day, or you
actually got to play the game, and I wasn't playing the game.
Yeah, but no, it's grindy though. Like, yeah, you might be able to get it for free, but at what cost? Just grinding all damn day.
True. Now, before we go to the next subject, just so y'all can cross-reference, okay? Cross-reference. Carl, remaining mid-season racers, Carl was in here. I forget the other guy's name, but Carl's is actually on this list. And then if you go to look at the remaining season titles, Zootopia was one of them, and it is official. Zootopia is on there. So I have this saved in my computer to cross-reference every time there's a new season, so we can see if this leaked fucking image was right or not. And so far, it has been right. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, shout out Cars, man.
Cars is not on here, which is kind of crazy, but there is a lot of strong speculations that Cars is going to be one of the new seasons as well.
Now that's going to bring a lot of people back.
Honestly,
I'll
it might be
definitely come back for that.
So you know what?
Lots of people.
I will say this real quick. If Cars is going to be a new season, and it will bring a lot of people in, like you guys say it will, that's going to be the season that they bring out the competitive mode.
That'll be the smart thing to do.
Get everybody to come back to the game and then release the new competitive mode. That's perfect.
Because what if they release a new competitive mode that's buggy as hell? Then the car season's trash because it's attached to that shit. I say they got to release.
I mean, if they listen to Wolves and TDF, it wouldn't be trash. That's all I'm saying.
Man, they don't never listen to the community.
They're not just gonna listen to one player.
That is their major downfall, is they don't listen to the community.
I don't know who the hell they got with that bald guy that's always doing the damn streams, but he ain't listening either. We've heard you.
To be fair, I think what Wolf is suggesting is a good suggestion. But even with Wolf's suggestion, everybody in the community won't agree to everything that he suggests.
Oh no, but I
people
mean,
will
they
have
could take like ideas from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, this is not a bad idea. Let's put this in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to copy and paste the whole thing that Wolf like did, but you know, he does have good ideas. So like, I feel like at least incorporate some of those ideas that he gave y'all into the competitive mode.
All I'm saying is Wolf needs to replace that guy, the bald guy.
They need to just hire Wolf as the competitive guy for Speedstorm, and he can just jot down all the ideas. Like, guys, this is what we should do. This is what will make the players stay. Yada yada yada, and then implement it, bro. I mean, I feel like Game Off, if they actually listen to their content creators and their community that actually play the game, they can definitely bring the game back to where it was, if not in a better state.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of competitive, I think that's a good segue for our next topic, which is Sonic CrossWorlds.
Yeah.
Talk about competitive modes. But yeah, now I guess we can switch to Sonic CrossWorlds. Yeah, so Sonic CrossWorlds was some news, and I guess Angel, you can post the screen or the image that's in the group chat. But Sonic CrossWorlds is going to be adding their own competitive mode. So if you play Sonic CrossWorlds, you all know, they have a ranked leaderboard where, they have like E, D, C, B, A, and then Legend 9 all the way to Legend 1. And what's it called? So some people see that as competitive, which I think it's, you do. Some people see it as like competitive, and some people see it's like, oh, it's about who spends as much the most time. But I will say that's not 100% accurate, because once you get like the Legend 2 or Legend 3 or Legend 2 or Legend 1, you literally have to get like top positions in order to climb. So like, I believe if you lose in Legend 1, it's like negative 35 points. And you only gain points for getting second and above. So definitely the people who have maxed out points, they actually had to consistently get top positions. But even with that being said, I think Sega is coming out with a mode that's even more competitive than that. You have to be Legend 9 in order to compete, and it's going to be a limited time event from December 4th to, I believe, December 20th or something like that. What's it say on the sheet or in the image? But yeah, I mean, so there's rumors that Speedstorm is going to come out with their revamped, competitive mode. But Sonic CrossWorlds already, ahead. So I'm actually excited to see how that is. I believe there's going to be like rewards for top 10 and stuff. They'll get like a little title, and there'll be multiple rounds of this. So this is round 1 of the competitive mode. So I'm curious if there will eventually be like a LAN, like with in-person tournament, and like maybe they get like the top players from each competitive mode. Maybe like the top 10 for the round 1, top 10 for round 2 or something. Who knows? But I mean, maybe they don't do a LAN thing, but I'm very excited for this new competitive mode for
the way this looks. I don't know if anyone. I mean, like, so if like we come from playing Marvel Rivals, at least all 3 of us, apart from Angel. He did play it for a while though. This reminds me of like the rank system in like a game like that, where instead of it being like a season and you play ranked and you grind up, it's like round 1 and that's like the first season, and you play for like 15 days, and then once that ends, round 2 is like the second season, if that makes sense. I don't know if our ranks are gonna go down from rounds to round, but that's what it looks like to me, how this is played out, because it gives you the title. If you hit 1 above all in Marvel Rivals, you know what that is. But if you are under it, you still get the other title, which is like Emerald Racer and the equivalent of Marvel Rivals. So it looks similar to me in that aspect. So I don't know if we're gonna be getting like a competitive mode where it's like round based, and they're gonna pull all those players from the top 10 or whatever into like this big tournament, or they're gonna give prizes based on that, or if it's like season by season, but instead of saying season 1, 2, 3, it's round 1, 2, 3. That makes sense.
Also, I think a question people ponder when they see this: how's it going to be different from ranked mode? Because obviously ranked, you know, you get rewards for like each rank you come up, but like, is this competitive mode going to be faster? Is it going to be supersonic speed? You know, is it? I guess is it going to mean like since it's a competitive mode, will there be no bots and it'll be like all legend players and stuff? So I'm curious to see what the differences are. But you know, we'll get those details when we get it. But
like, are you gonna lose points depending on your? I mean, I guess that essentially will be the same as world match. So I'm curious to how they gonna differentiate this with world match, like, and how they do points, how they do standings and stuff like that. Because the main argument is, you know, oh, you're number one in the world because you just no life the game and you have all the time in the world. I mean, there is some skill because obviously being Legend 1, you had to be either first or second place to get points. But like, how are they gonna avoid that logic going into the competitive mode? And also supersonic speed. That'll be kind of cool to have the highest speed setting in here and whatnot. Are they gonna have like a posting to explain like how this is gonna be worked? Because I want to know how to get the Emerald Racer title, other than, you know, top 10 title, which I know you have to be in the top 10. How do you get the Emerald Racer one? Because that shit looks fire too.
That's probably gonna be like top 1,000 if we're keeping it a stack. Because like in the what's it called, in the festivals, like there's top 10, I believe there's top 100, and then there's top 1,000, and then after that it's just a participation. So I think this item might be a top 100 for the Emerald Racer or top 1,000. Ain't no way that's gonna be a participation badge.
It might be though.
It's a possibility.
I mean, this might be a sneak peek, Sammy.
And then like I'm saying, Emerald Racer might be the participation badge, and then you got the standard top 10, top 100, top 1,000. So it's a possibility.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you know, I mean, if the festival titles are anything to go off of, I'm sure they're gonna have a top, you know, the top one, you know, the one that went number one in this, top 10, top 100, and top 1,000, and then Emerald Racer is probably going to be the participation. But I could be wrong, and it might be completely different. The Emerald Racer is the number one person. You know what I'm saying?
It could be. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, because this is Sonic, and they deal with Chaos Emerald, so it might be the highest rank.
That's true.
But yeah, so that will be coming, but that's not the only thing coming in the near future for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. They actually just released a trailer. I believe Sammy posted in the chat, but
yes, I did.
SpongeBob, Nickelodeon's finally in the game. They stole the Nicktoons racing character. But yeah, there's a trailer, the SpongeBob SquarePants pack teaser trailer. So we can check that out, and that'll be actually happening next week,
today. Yeah,
November 20th.
Not today, my bad.
Damn, Sammy, today? That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, not today, but next week, November 20th, SpongeBob is coming out with his vehicle, with his track, him and
the festival. Don't forget the festival.
And the festival. So there'll be like maybe a new gadget. There will be a new horn, new titles. Yeah, decals. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm about to be maining the Krabby Patties as my carts.
Yeah, the funny part, you can flip and flop it.
I always knew Sam was a SpongeBob and Patrick ass nigga, bro.
Hey, I grew up with SpongeBob, okay?
All right. Y'all ready for this?
Ain't nothing wrong with that shit. But you know, I my views align more with Squidward nowadays. That's all I'm gonna say.
I like how they use a SpongeBob reference to show him this trailer.
Preparing the Krabby Patty.
Number 19. That's just funny. I was like, oh shit, yo. I remember that from a SpongeBob episode. Damn, man, that's about to come out. Shit, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, the character gets released a day before the festival, but yeah, it's coming out. So we have that. That'll be nice. But that's not the only thing. That's the paid, content that's coming out in the near future. But there's also some free stuff that they revealed, and not just one, but three, maybe four new characters as well as new vehicles coming. So we're gonna check out the new free character update, so you can play that Angel.
Looking at it for the first time, I was like, shit, Killer's about to have an erection.
Don't do me like that, kid.
Super Monkey Ball, right?
Knights has a long game left.
No, well, I'm ahead of y'all, but yeah.
Yeah, it's some Super Monkey Ball.
Okay.
That's Caleb's guy right there.
Yeah, AI.
Yeah, he's gonna be a lot to hate when he drops. AI in the game? And Sonic CrossWorlds.
Yeah, they already got AI skins.
So do you guys think that they're gonna pretty much, how the Sonic All-Star Racing Transform had a lot of crossover characters? Do you think, a lot of the Sega characters from that game will make it to
when it comes
CrossWorlds?
to these types of games?
I definitely believe so. I don't think all of them, but I think a good amount of them, like the more popular ones, if anything.
Yeah, because look, so December we have Knights, January we have II, and I believe February we have two characters from the Sonic comics. So there was, if you guys don't know, there was a comic book. It was like the Archie comics. Those were the old ones, but now there's like IDW comics, whatever. Those are more the new comics, and yeah, they got some characters from the comic books. So I don't even know who those characters are because I haven't read the new comics, but on Twitter and on social media, a lot of people are excited about that. So it definitely seems like Sega is, cooking for the community. And so definitely Knights a huge W. Knights will be a boost character because I believe in the video in the past it was like they were showing off like what was it? They had like Sonic and Tails roasting Jet in some kind of like video or something like that, and then they showed like a little bit of like the Knights. So Knights is going to be a boost character, and and when Knights comes out, there will be a hoverboard or extreme gear that's Knights themed. I actually looked back at the video. I is going to be a speed character, and he has a speed vehicle, which is a banana cart. And I'm not sure what class the other two characters are, but probably power or acceleration or something. But I'm happy. I speed character. Anything but acceleration. Acceleration is the worst class. And
I'm not gonna lie.
In the
when
game,
that banana cart drops in the game, it might get banned off rip.
Wow, why you say that?
I could see how people are gonna take that banana and go crazy.
Oh, I mean, people, yeah, they livery artwork, crazy stuff. But I think what's funny about it is you can like take like the front and the back, and you can mix, max, and swap. So somebody can have like a banana tail end and then like a SpongeBob hamburger front end looking like Good Burger. So it's gonna be funny. But I guess the only downside, it would be nice if there was like a monkey ball and Knights track. But I'm just glad the characters are in there. So I'm excited for that.
That's another thing. You think later down the line, you know how we having like these free DLC characters? You think we're gonna get like free DLC track?
I don't know. I know they'll at least do
like
the paid DLC track first. Maybe in the future they're generous, but we'll see.
Like, let's say they go down the route and they're like, okay, we're not going to do no more paid DLC seasons. And then they're like, but we will, keep updating the game by releasing like DLC tracks, like free DLC tracks from their franchise.
That would be nice. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, because a lot of because they're like Knights is because the people got the physical copy. Knights is literally on the back of the box. So people are like, why is Sega waiting so long to reveal Knights? And they finally revealed them. So that's dope.
They had no choice.
But hey, if Sega be listening, add Mimi, add Baby, add Gone Gone. Also add the other freaking monkey ball characters. But yeah, I think the cool thing about this game, as you know, there's going to be festivals like the paid DLC festivals and tracks and characters. But then the whole time, month after month, there's going to be free updates and free characters and the free vehicles. So that's one thing I liked about the game. But yeah, I believe that is all the content. That has been some of the new news in the Sonic CrossWorlds, community. Now there is, on the competitive side of Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, the Rift League is about to begin, and the Rift League is basically like the CrossWorlds version of divisions, where it's a bunch of team tournaments and clans where it'll be 6v6 going against each other. And so, so that'll be November 20th at the start. I will be competing for 1UP. As I said in the beginning of this video, it is now Black Flash 1UP. I was on XR because y'all saw the last fight. Caleb, it's crashing out a little bit because there was some stuff going on behind the scenes, and it led me to being part of Smarty's team. So, back to the Speedstorm community.
Yes,
but
Caleb's a 1UP nigga now.
A 1UP nigga.
Crazy.
You betrayed us.
Well, what? Here's the thing. The stream snipers? You're like, man, why are we making for tournaments? Y'all wasn't available 24/7 because I'm telling you, in the CrossWorlds, they scrim a lot. Like they scrim all weekdays, weekends, on every other day.
Yeah, I was definitely not trying to jump Alpha Speedstorm doing that to CrossWorlds doing that. So I was there for that.
Yeah, because I initially, before I even joined XR 1UP, I asked you, I was like, yo, maybe we get a team together. Because, I think we were like doing the solo tournament while I was, pondering. But then it was just like, there was the Speedstorm World Cup. And then there was just like, I know people be busy and stuff, or barely can get the Speedstorm going. So I'm like, CrossWorlds team tournament? Not only because in Speedstorm, you just need 4v4. But in CrossWorlds, it's 6v6. So to get 6 people consistently, I don't think we got the numbers for that.
I still appreciate you for asking, though, man. That means a lot. It means you thought about the Speedstorm niggas.
Yep. But yeah, crazy thing though. But yeah, I'm not on XR anymore, man. We had a crash out in between team over the stupidest reason. It's crazy because I think one of the reasons I joined that team was because when I did that first CrossWorlds 500 tournament that Dallas hosted, when I made the final, I was obviously, smuggling and stuff. But then there was another player, Shy Guy, who was smuggling too, but he was doing a different approach with the Dark Child, and then he plays pretty well. And I was kind of like impressed. I'm like, okay, I like the way you play. And then because a lot of people were hating on the triple items and the smuggler and all this stuff. Even though we didn't win, people were hating. But so Shy Guy came out with a post kind of defending the play style. I was like, hey, I respect that. So I was like, oh, you're on a competitive team? Let me join that. So I joined that team. I think S7, the one person who won the first tournament, was on XR too. So I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a cool team. But man, there was internally a lot of drama. Person who made the team ended up stepping down from the team because of stuff going on behind the scenes. And then Shy Guy's like, oh, all this drama be on the team because the team's image looks bad. So he's worried about what other people are thinking. It's like, I'm like, you're part of the reason why. You're not the full reason. I will say the a lot of, because obviously level 4 is meta, the Silver Surfer build. You know, if you're just going around constantly shitting on it, or you know, shitting on players that use level 4, I mean, that can make the team look like some haters. So, you know, you can't act like it's just somebody else that's dragging down the team. But essentially, what ended up happening was, one day we were scrimming, and we create tables or whatever, and I know like they use bot, you know, in the server that we're in, and then you know one of the captains or one of the leaders or one of the teammates was like, yo, like I'm thinking about like using Chat GPT to help us, you know, track points and help us get the tables quicker, because you know because I guess what we were doing, we were putting in the points manually and stuff, so sometimes there's human error off by a few points, so you know he was trying and figure out a quicker way to do it. And then the first like, oh no, AI, oh no, Chat hex, no, that's, you know, we don't need to do that, blah blah blah. And then basically saying like AI is bad and stuff. And then I was just all like, well, don't we use bots? Like that's not a human. It's always not the same thing. Bots run on scripts. I'm like, whether it's a script or whether it's, you know, taking in a bunch of information, it's not a human. So it's like you can't really shit on AI if we use bots. And then, you know, obviously, you know, then next, you know, we're in our match, and, you know, we kind of, so we're just focused on the match. But then I think, you know, he brought it up. He's like, yo, so you really don't mess with AI like that? And then the dude, the shy guy, got cussed him out. It's like, man, shut you bitch ass motherfucker. Like, blah, blah, blah. What? And then, it's like, he just asked the question. And like, you know, all of a sudden he like lost. I don't know if it was purpose or on accident. I think it was on purpose because he was mad. But he lost it, like, oh, I'm subbing out. And then literally right after he quote unquote subbed out, he posted like, yeah, so I think my eyes have been open. I was already looking for other teams, but this was the straw that broke the camel's back. And I don't want to be teammates or associated with anybody who's pro AI. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, dude, like, what you're not going to do is demonize people who use AI and act like they're bad people, act like we're like evil murderers or something. Like, oh, you did something bad, so I can't associate. Like, what? Because they're using Chat GPT? Like, come on now, that's just being petty. But you know, I guess he's an artist, so you know these artists feel some type of way about AI and stuff. But I'm just like, man, that's just lame. So we ended up being a whole ordeal. You know, he left the team, and then, you know, it was crazy because he left the team, and then, you know, I was calling him out about it, and then you had some of his fanboys trying to like defend him, but like, oh, well, you don't need to get all pissy about it or whatever the fuck, or you need to judge him for his opinion on AI. I'm like, he's judging me. He's literally disassociating with the team because there's some people who use Chat GPT. Like, what are we talking about? So, long story short, it was a crash out within the team. You know, I believe 3 people ended up leaving XR. And after that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna join Smarty's team. I know one thing, what Smarty's not gonna do, gonna give me shit for using AI. You know what I'm saying? Smarty's open-minded when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? End of the day, a lot of these quote-unquote artists, the only thing they really care about is money. That's why they hate AI, because they feel like AI is taking money out their pocket. It's instead of going to them, you know, to get like a quick artwork, you know, people will use AI. But I know Smarty's pretty open to AI, so I felt like, you know, in the Sonic community, there's a lot of people who are anti-AI and stuff. And so I figured, like, you know, I might not be a good fit for some of these other teams. And then SV, they already got a bunch of top players and stuff. So I was just like, you know, it just made sense for me. And so, yeah. And then I ended up joining One Up. But it's kind of funny because Toxic, while I was with XR, Toxic was like auditioning for the team and stuff. We were doing scrims and stuff, and Toxic was doing really good. And I put in a good word for him and brought up how, you know, he does his thing in the Speedstorm competitive scene and carries. So they ended up being like, yeah, it's just crazy. Like, we get Toxic on the team. We were teammates for like a week or two, and then it just went spiraling down. So now I'm not on the team, and now it's Toxic on the team. I think Haz is still on there too, but Toxic's been holding it down for XR in the scrims, and he's been carrying and stuff. going against the top players. But it's hard to carry by yourself because he's going against some stacked teams. But we were creating something good. We had a stacked team, but because of the whole situation, now it's just toxic. So, but yeah, that's how I became a 1UP member. People were wondering on the 1UP team.
Boy, man, I am happy for you, Caleb. As long as my homie could find a spot where he feel like he belong at, that's all that matters.
Yeah,
you could show out for your team, man.
Yeah, and I will say, well, Smarty's very good at recruiting people. I will say that. Before I even joined the team, he was able to get like a bunch of top players on the squad. That you might see a lot of maxed out point players on the team. There's some people with some world records on the team. So I got to kind of meet interact with like these new players and people I haven't really interacted with. So they some cool people. So it's been good so far. Definitely a better vibe than XR because XR, man, those people talk a lot of shit. There's a lot of negativity. I'll say that. So it's actually even more positive.
Okay. I thought you was with the shits though, Caleb.
What shits, man?
Nah, I feel you though, but
bro, the dude abandoned the team, and then they wanted to kick me off the team, or I threatened to leave because they were just defending nonsense. Literally, the dude said, "Oh,
didn't want you on that. He didn't want no iRobots on his team, bro."
Before the whole AI stuff, he was talking about. He was threatening to leave the team. If our image doesn't get any better, I'm going to leave. I don't want my reputation to go. All right, bro. I just show he ain't loyal. He just worried about what other people think. Motherfucker, just race. Just be on the team and race. What drama?
I feel you.
What? Because some SV nigga said something XR, so now you don't want to be on the team and you're just looking for a reason. AI, got it, bro. So, but apparently, Shot Guy is like a top player in Mario Kart. I guess once on like Mario Kart tournaments. So I think that motherfucker got some ego. All right, nigga, you might have been the best Mario Kart nigga. I'm not gonna kiss your ass. I'll be like, I'm not gonna use AI anymore. I'm gonna do me regardless. So, but my thing about that is he was like, oh, well, AI takes up a bunch of water. So does every industrial technology and institution, at factories, you know what I'm saying? People just always find some excuse to hate on it, man. Oh, it's an environment thing. All right, bro. All I'll say, just to wrap that up, AI is just more than the art. There's self-driving cars. They put AI in some of the computer chips to add extra frames to help games run more smoother. AI, there's Google uses AI. Scientists utilize AI to just discover different things. AI is more than just creating an image and creating Mario in freaking watercolors. No, that's not the only use of AI is creating images. It's so to literally disassociate yourself because people using AI is kind of crazy. For example, what I use for AI, I make in some of the songs and stuff in different languages with the Sunon. But what I'll do is I'll write a song in English and I need to translate it. But if you go to Google, you try to translate it, it's limited to a certain amount of characters. But ChatGPT, there's no limit. So I was able to literally translate over 3,000 words worth of lyrics into another language. So it's just little things like that AI can do, little tasks like that. So it's kind of crazy that you would make it out to seem like somebody's a bad person, or you act like you don't want to associate with somebody just because they use AI. It's kind of crazy. But people, Sonic community, I came to the Sonic community I don't want no drama, positive. I ain't gonna interact with nobody. I told Nano that, but lo and behold, end up beefing with people because of my use of AI. these deviant Sonic deviant artists and stuff. They little kindergarten scribblings. No, I'm just playing. There's some good artists. There's actually some really good.
It's funny you bring up the AI stuff though, because I do think we have a topic about something similar of that ilk in a few. But I guess before we get to that, I don't know if there was anything else you wanted to say about this your situation, but I do, from what we got here in the topics, I think we supposed to be talking about something that's kind of similar to bully.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I guess just to wrap it up, I guess lastly, at least in Sonic CrossWorlds, there is another, CrossWorlds 500 solo tournament that is tomorrow. So, I will be competing in that. That's not for money, it's just for fun. So, yeah, thank you. But yeah, that's pretty much, so there's the Rift League coming up, the team tournament, and then there's, the monthly solo tournaments that are still going on with the Dallas tournaments. So, but yeah, that's that. But I have to speak my truth because last episode I kind of spoke.
Let me ask you guys something. Is Mario Kart a live service game?
No.
Okay, so that's your clarification, Crusher. Because Crusher thinks CrossWorlds is a live service game.
No, I wouldn't say that because here the thing with CrossWorlds, right? So they come out with like DLC and there's like characters. Now you have to buy the DLC to get the characters, but the tracks you don't have to pay the DLC to race on the tracks. So if let's say you bought the game and you didn't get any of the DLC, whenever the new tracks come up and people vote on it, you can still race on it. You just can't do like the time trials or the Grand Prix on like the DLC maps. But it's not.
I'm not sure if Sonic is live service.
Live service would be like battle passes and stuff every season.
Yeah, but I'm kind of hard pressed to say that CrossWorlds is a live service game. But
let's ask AI.
You say you're hard pressed to say it is, or isn't it?
It is.
It
doesn't have seasons or anything.
We're asking ChatGPT. Let's see.
No, it does not have seasons.
No, it doesn't have seasons.
No. I wouldn't say because that would mean like for it to be that mean like each season you have to pay for a new like battle pass. Yeah, they don't have that. It's just
I mean you just kind of buy
and the battle passes are free.
You pay for the game outright, and
you pay the game.
They just update the game.
Yeah. Same with Mario Kart. You pay for the game, you pay for the full experience, and then later on there was a DLC new maps, and then you can pay to get the new maps. But I wouldn't say it's live.
I'm not continuously paying for the game. That's a live service. I pay once and I play the game, and content comes. Like I'm not paying every month for content. That's a live service.
Yep.
But I guess we could get into this.
I got the answer for you guys. So I asked ChatGPT. I said, "Is Sonic CrossWorlds classified as a live service game?" And the answer to that question here, y'all can even see it. It says, "Yeah, Sonic Racing CrossWorlds is basically a live service game." Even if Sega mostly markets it as an online racing game instead of using that exact buzzword. So why it fits the live service label, ongoing content roadmap. Sega has a full year of post-launch DLC plan with talk of year 2 or year 3, depending on how active the player base stays, season pass and paid DLC. There is no season. Well, I mean, there's a season pass. You get this $30 season pass, which is all the DLC that you get for the whole year. You get regular free updates, free characters regularly, and then you got the online center design. So, I mean, like if you were to categorize it, it's an online live service kart racer with the complete base game plus ongoing free updates and paid DLC.
I guess it just depends on how you look at it, because
But should we take that answer serious? Because that was an AI. So should we take it fairly?
Because when Smash was getting updates, they would release characters every couple of months, and they'd have like a roadmap for characters, but Smash isn't a live service game.
It said
Yeah.
basically. I guess if anything gets updated or has future DLC considered a lot.
It
There's a
could
lot-
be considered
and then-
live service, yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean,
a lot
like,
of
a game like Expedition 33 that gets continuous
Well,
updates.
you got to think about it like
new
this,
content,
Sammy.
it could
Though
be a
you
live
got to
service.
think about it like this too, though. Live service games has a lot of events. Live service games like MMOs, Destiny's live service game, they have
Okay,
certain
I
special
could definitely
events.
I could see the events thing. That's a good.
Like the festivals. The festivals kind of give it that live service feel because you get a festival like what every 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's looking good.
I mean, lately that's what's been happening.
Hold on. So but I guess that would make Monster Hunter a live service game because Monster Hunter has festivals and they get updates and stuff.
But you don't think Monster Hunter is a live service game?
I kind of considered like a live service, like something like
A live service
Fortnite.
light. Like
I
not
will
like
say,
the
just to
full
be
live service.
unbiased, Sonic CrossWorlds, if you don't have internet, you can't like open the game. I don't know if it's because of the anti-cheat, but like let's say like when my internet went out that 1 week, I tried to get in CrossWorlds and I couldn't even access the offline stuff. So it's almost like you have to be online.
No, but that's
in order
every
to-
game nowadays. You got to play. You have to have an online connection most of the time. That's why a lot of people get upset when a game that's single player needs always online connectivity. So
And then if it's not a free play game,
I wouldn't say that's every game.
I'm not saying every game, but that's damn near every game. Most games will drop, and it'll be a single player game, and for whatever reason, you need online connectivity to access the game.
Yeah, it is a new trend. So it's a new trend.
Yeah, so I mean, essentially, it's not
Yeah.
technically a live service game. It has some elements of a live service game, but it does, it's not. That's why they call it an online racing game instead of a live service game because of that. Because it doesn't have certain things that will make it a live service game.
Yeah, it's probably not a traditional live service game. But it has certain like things.
But you know what is a live service game? Arc Raiders. That's a
I
live
guess
service game.
that is a live service game. But we're not talking about Arc Raiders right now.
Okay.
Let's get to this.
We'll get there. But yeah, that pretty much sums up the Sonic CrossWorlds news. So SpongeBob next week, Knights, II, and some IDW characters coming in the next 3 months. The tournaments are still popping. They're talking about maybe doing a World Cup for Sonic CrossWorlds in January. There's the Rift League, there's the Cello tournament. So yeah, that's the CrossWorlds news. But I guess we're moving on to our next subject, which, if anybody played the game Bully, apparently there's a new game coming out that is like Bully. I guess Sam, you have to go in depth with that, but
mhm. I actually never played Bully, but I hear great things.
Ain't
about
no
the game.
way you never played Bully, bro.
or this is
Nigga,
in spirit.
Bully is not a game that everybody was playing, bro.
Yeah,
I played it.
it's a
If you were
Rockstar game.
following Rockstar games, then normally you play the other
Yeah.
Rockstar games.
It was Grand Theft Auto for kids whose
Yeah.
parents wouldn't let them play Grand Theft Auto. All right, well,
It's the year 2002, and three friends decided not to leave school as
I want to say it's inspired by Bully. I don't think they openly came out and said they got inspiration from Bully, but it's set in the early 2000s. It's almost like the American Pie era when those movies came out, and it had that little vibe going for it. The same things in this game. The developers, they're indie studios, so they came out with this game. I don't know if it's 100% the reason why they dropped this game or they're coming out with this game is because for a while there's been buzz or talk about people wanting to play Bully again because Rockstar just, for whatever reason, doesn't want to give us a proper sequel. So maybe the devs were like, you know what, we'll do it ourselves, and it came out with this game. I know there's a community that plays Bully that just recently came out with a bully role-playing server for online play. So you can now play that online, like how you can play GTA online for role-playing. So that's going to be something. But this is, I guess, the newest way you can play bully without having to play bully, if that makes sense. So I put the video of the trailer in the chat. Angel can play it. We can check it out.
I'm gonna be going AFK for a little bit, by the way.
Yep.
It's the year 2002, and 3 friends decided not to leave school as losers.
Good morning, everybody. This young man right here is our new student, Sam.
There's Hale Baines, the guy who thinks college is for chumps.
Ah, you're the new guy, huh? What's up?
Axel Philly, the wannabe rock star.
I got an F in English.
And you, Sam Tatum, the new kid.
So we can have the party, but my mom cannot find out. If she does, she'll go ballistic.
They made a plan to rock the last few months at school and leave their marks as legends.
They want to indoctrinate me even more into a boring fucking life and work 9 to 5 like some sort of mindless zombie.
Fuck thinking about college, dude. We need to stick to our plan to rock the school.
But there's always something or someone getting in their way. Overbearing parents.
If you don't get into college, I'll throw you out of my damn house.
Perverted teachers.
You messed with the wrong one.
Nosy neighbors.
There are aliens in the forest, in the countryside.
Not to mention Seth, the most popular guy at school whose life mission is to make yours miserable at best.
So you think you can move to my town, come to my school, embarrass me in front of my friends and ruin my party?
Sam, you have to go now. My dad's gonna kill you. I'm serious.
But that doesn't hold these guys back from trying.
Whose panties are those?
Play as Sam Tatum, who saves the day in this rule-breaking coming-of-age adventure. Explore a fully decked-out campus and quirky small town in this open world inspired by the early 2000s teen movies.
Do you really think you're the first students to try to get into my pants this way?
Her dad brought lipstick home from his trip to Mexico, and now they all look prettier than ever.
Drink as much as we could, go streaking to the girl we liked, and then tell her how much we loved her.
Return to the early 2000s one last time. Agefield High. Rock the school. Wishlist now on Steam.
Wow. Interesting. That gives it very much bully vibes.
Yeah. So a lot of people are comparing this to bully, and now they're asking like Rockstar, what is going on? Like, what are we doing? How do you have this indie studio coming out and making this game when you should have made it? And honestly, I kind of like the way it kind of takes itself out of like, because obviously people are going to compare it to bully, but at the same time there's aspects of the game that don't feel like bully. Like, it does feel like an American Pie game, if that makes sense to some degree, but I can also see where they got inspiration from bully. So I could see this being maybe a direct competitor. I don't know how successful the game will be. We'll have to wait and see for that, but at some point, I might give it a try just because I have to scratch a bully itch that I have. But, you know, will I get the game day one? Probably not.
Okay. I mean, the game does look interesting. Like I said before, I never played bully myself, but I usually hear great things about it.
Oh yeah, very good, or very good game, I should say.
I know Pro has played bully and he had fun with the game. But did it say what this is gonna be coming out for? And when it's gonna be coming out?
It said 2016, so I mean not 2016, Jesus, 2026. So next year, I'm not sure which platforms. Definitely going to be on Steam, so PC. In terms of a console release, I don't believe it's sent anything. I can double check. It only just mentions PC, so I'm guessing it's releasing on PC first, and then it might make a release to console later on.
Okay. All right, man. Shout out to Agefield. It looks good. Looks good. It's probably not a game that I would get, but if it ever came to PlayStation and it was like a super sale or PlayStation Plus type deal, I would definitely cop it like that. I guess does anybody else have anything to say on about the game before we move on?
I think I said everything I need to.
Okay. Well, I guess speaking of a game that was like GTA but for kids, we got some terrible GTA news. And I'm pretty sure y'all already have heard, because if you haven't heard what's going on with GTA, you're probably living under a rock. But basically, the game got delayed again.
Yep.
So what it got? I think it got delayed to like November.
Yeah, so it got delayed first till May 26th of next year, and then recently it just came out, and Rockstar's like, the game's delayed again till November 19th of next year. So they delayed several months.
I actually heard something that somebody said that there's a chance that it might even get delayed more than what it is
I'm
now.
hearing that too. I'm hearing it might get delayed till 2027.
And at that point,
it's like
you might as well just put it on the
don't
new
even drop the
console,
game, bro. You say put it on a new console. I say at that point, don't even drop the game. It's like what, 2 years of delays? God damn.
Unless they're trying to drop it for every console. Trying to make that bank.
They trying to pull a GTA 5 release again, where it's on the 360, the Xbox One, the PS4, the PS3. Like, come on, bro. We don't need that. Just leave the old gen behind. We don't need one like that. We could just go strictly and drop it for the current consoles and PC. We don't need, because like, what if they drop a Switch 1? I don't think they'll do a Switch 1 release, but if they do, I'd be surprised. Has GTA 5 even dropped on Switch 1 or even Switch 2?
I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever seen a Switch GTA before.
Crusher, you think the game will be crazy in scope if they keep delaying it? What more could they add to the game, though? I mean, we already know the online is going to be the online, but one thing I only cared for in terms of playing a GTA game was the campaign, the story mode. Because in GTA 5, I didn't even play the online like that. I played it, I can count on one hand how many times I played GTA 5 online. And the story mode, I only played it once. That's because I didn't care for the game after the story. And the story was the weakest out of all the GTAs I played.
You know what's so funny that you said that? When I played GTA 5, I played the story. I got to the end, I didn't beat the story.
You know what's funny? I don't even remember if I beat the story. That's the crazy part.
For those, I don't know. For those of you that don't remember, originally when GTA 5 came out, the online didn't come out with the game.
Yeah, it was delayed. I think it was like a year later or something like that.
I don't think it was a year. I don't think it was that long, but it wasn't on release.
No.
And I know that was like a big thing. I definitely don't think they're doing that this time because of how much money their online is making. But
you know, hold on, Nano. Don't say that. They might delay it. Why? Because GTA 5 is still making money. So they might delay it as much as possible and then drop GTA 6 online.
Yeah, but why would they delay it as much as possible for GTA 5 to make money?
You know why?
When GTA 6 will probably make them more money.
You know why? Because I don't think GTA 6 is going to release on last gen consoles, being the Xbox One and the PS4. So they're going to want to milk.
No. It's definitely not going to do that. But everybody's going to want to.
If everybody's on last gen, still they got to milk that player base.
Yeah, but GTA's are current console sellers. Like,
yeah, current console sellers. So they're gonna drop the campaign, and then they're gonna delay the online. The online is gonna come later. Once they feel like okay,
they're not gonna do that, bro. They're not
gonna do it. I think they're gonna do it.
I don't think they're gonna do that. It's gonna be a huge uproar if they do that.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think it's gonna be as bad as you think it is.
A lot of people now, bro, they play GTA for online, bro. They don't.
Yeah, I
don't even remember the last time people even talked about the story mode.
No, I get that, but you're forgetting one thing. A lot of GTA. So the thing is about GTA 5, it would have never gotten this big without RP. RP can only be played on PC. Every time a GTA releases, it's delayed on PC. So even if you say, oh, they're not going to delay it, I can see them delaying it. Why? Because it's already delayed on PC. And if they take their time and then launch it on PC, it'll probably launch simultaneously with the new consoles right now, current gen. So I can see them delaying it and releasing it the same time they would have expected to release this game on PC. And at that point, they're like, yep, we made our money from last gen. Time to move on.
I don't know. In my opinion, I just feel like with them delaying it so much, why would they then delay the online and just put the story out? Like games aren't even doing that nowadays.
Yeah, but they're Rockstar. You know Rockstar is different, bro. Why do they even delay their PC release when they could just release it day one like the consoles?
Hey, that's up to them. I just got a gut feeling, man. They gonna want people on the online as soon as possible because the online is like a big selling point.
Nano. You're forgetting something. This is Rockstar. They know they can release anything at any time they want because people are gonna buy in and play it whenever they decide to give it to them. So if they delay the online,
$100, I'm not buying that game.
I don't know what the price is gonna be. I'm just saying, if Rockstar is like, fuck it, if we want to drop online when we want to, we will, and you guys are gonna play it regardless, they will do it. You and I both know.
That doesn't mean that people won't be upset, though.
I'm not saying they won't, but you already know the minute they drop online, all those people that say, "Oh, I'm not playing because they delayed," you already know they're gonna be day one online on the RP.
I just don't feel like there's a point in delaying the online purposely.
Neither do I, but I can see that happening. Is what I'm saying.
Do you think it will happen? Let me ask you that. Because I don't think it will happen.
Now that's a different question. I don't know. Knowing Rockstar and their track record, anything could happen is what I'm saying. And that's what I honestly believe. Anything could happen. And especially with the same guys that aren't even behind this game like they were the previous games, like Dan Houser and all that, like that has me worried. Maybe that's the reason why this game is being delayed so much, because you don't have the grand architect behind this new iteration of GTA. I honestly feel like this GTA might be trash, because I played GTA 5 and that was the least fun I've had out of all the GTAs. Who's to say GTA 6 is not going to be worse?
So Crusher thinks that if you know, with all the delays, it's actually like probably gonna like help the game. Like
time will tell.
make
We'll
it
have
live
to
up to
see.
the hype.
We'll see next year when it launches, because if all these delays happen and the game feels like a lesser experience than GTA 5 to me, they're never getting my money again.
It's a possibility. There's just so much hype behind it right now that the game is gonna have to be special. But
Like, what if the
GTA
game
games
drops
are
and it's like
usually
Mind's
pretty
Eye,
good,
bro?
though. I don't
What
think
if
so. One thing I will say is GTA games are usually good.
They're usually
So I'm
good. The
not.
problem is the same crew that made the good GTAs that we've all played ain't there no more. Just
Yeah,
like how
but
everybody at Rocksteady left and they kept dropping those doo-doo Batman games. Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, what about people that are? I'm pretty sure whatever team they have has done a great job at the GTA 5 currently. So
Nano, those guys could have been brand new. GTA 5 came out like 12 years ago.
yeah, but
You mean
the
to tell me
game has gotten updated.
Yeah, updated, but those could be the interns. And then they probably just like, yeah, we'll make this the title for the new DLC. And now they're in charge.
It sounds like you don't got a lot of faith in this game.
I don't. There's too many delays going on.
Really? I thought you was GTA 6'd up, man.
I never said that. When did I say that? The last time we
I
talked
thought
about
you was one of the people looking for this game.
I was looking for it, but I don't have my hopes up for this game because, like I've been saying, every time we talk about GTA 6, I played GTA 5, and it's the least fun I've had out of all the games.
Okay.
And that's that's the latest GTA that we have currently. You telling me I'm having fun with older games?
The reason why I mean, it technically doesn't matter if like we have fun. Majority of the people that play the game are probably gonna have fun, but I stopped playing the game hella fast because once I figured out the main thing about online was making money, I just stopped playing the game because there was no point for me. But now they added so much shit to it, and you know, I could see it being a lot more fun, especially if you got friends to play with. But you know, we just gonna have to see, man. We just gonna have to see. Kendall said, "I don't know what's the hype about GTA 6. I just seen it's just another GTA and that's it." Hey, man, you know, honestly, Kenzo, I don't, you know, GTA was never one of those series that I was like a diehard fan for. So I wouldn't say I'm excited about it, but depending on the price, I probably will end up playing it if my homies are getting it. But I can understand the hype from like everybody else's viewpoint and what GTA means to the gaming community. From that standpoint, I can understand the hype because it has a huge online scene. A lot of content creators make hella, you know, content from the game. A lot of like, I know the modding community goes crazy for GTA Online, so you know that's gonna be crazy for GTA 6. And you know, it's just probably gonna be a bigger and better world to be in. So, and usually when GTA games come out, usually they're regarded as pretty fire games. So, I don't see why GTA 6 would be any different. But no, the delays, it's unfortunate, but at this point, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even think the game's coming out next year. At this point, I'm expecting it to be dropping 2027. But you know, we'll see, man. We'll see.
See, my hype for GTA 6, because I know Kendall's like, I don't know what's the hype about GTA 6. This is the first time since Vice City that we're going back to Vice City. GTA Vice City came out, what, 2004, 2005? So in 20 years, we haven't went back to Vice City. So this is going to be hype because Vice City is my favorite scenery of all GTA. The vibes of GTA Vice City were nice. I know they were in the 80s and this is going to be more modern, but like just the vibe in general of GTA Vice City, was unmatched for me. Like I played 3, I played San Andreas, 4, 5, and nothing comes close to Vice City in my opinion for me. San Andreas is a second number 2 though.
You know, I will say when this game drops and if I get the game, I'm driving to Nano's crib.
Then you want to see Nano? You gonna see Nano in GTA?
Yep.
I will show you guys my crib, man. I'll show. They do have the heat arena, so.
Yo, you gonna see Nano playing, doing security?
I'll show you guys
like a Bad Bunny concert.
I'm gonna be able to show you guys exactly where my position was in that game.
That's crazy.
You're gonna go inside the arena and show us the backstage and all that shit.
Yeah, I was on the outside, unfortunately. But, you know, it'll be lit, you know, being in South Beach.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if the Hard Rock Stadium's gonna be there where the Dolphins play at, but because that's actually the one actually the one I live like right next to. But
I think it'll be there.
Because if that's there,
I do
then I can
want to
definitely
say,
share my houses.
I do want to say, in terms of the delays, a lot of people have been, you know, discussing whether it has to do with like possible delays because a Rockstar employee was like leaking information about there's gonna be mass layoffs, and then something going on with like union busting, and like the investors not caring about whether these devs are gone or anything like that. So like this all this delay talk is really coming out to sound very messy. Like we honestly don't know what's going on behind the scenes at Rockstar. It's honestly the more they delay, it just looks bad for them. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. I mean, but Crusher could have a point though. They could be trying to make the game as good as it possibly can be. Because at the end of the day, it's always better if a game comes out in its best possible conditions. But we all know multiple delays could mean
it's in development hell.
Yeah. So it's a double-edged sword right now. But I do have faith in Rockstar because their games are usually good, like Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
You know. So I'd say, you know, have a little faith, Sammy. Have a little faith.
We'll see. For Angel, you know, I'll try. For Angel's sake. So I know Angel wants this game to be good.
Yeah, I can care less. I mean, like I play GTA storyline and then maybe online a little bit, but like I never really like, you know, did anything beyond that. I tried role playing, but I want to actually like focus on that on GTA 6 because that's going to be integrated into GTA 6. So that's going to be interesting to see. Maybe we'll open up a La Familia role playing server where we can role play.
Oh.
I'll be the Puerto Rican fuckboy. I mean, who said that?
That's crazy.
Yeah, they gonna have the ASM. You know how they got the T Grizzly server? They gonna have the Angel server.
Hell yeah,
gonna get shut down, bro.
No, no, it's not gonna get shut down.
Bad Bunny all over the radio. Man.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, Bad Bunny.
Yo, Bad Bunny might actually have songs on GTA.
I heard he has his own radio station.
Yeah, I heard Drake was gonna have his own too.
The two biggest superstars. Oh shit, they're pulling all the stuff.
Ain't no way.
Where the Anuel station?
What do you mean ain't no way, Sammy?
The two biggest? Not no more. Kendrick took him off.
Nah, Kendrick ain't fucking surpassing Drake, bro. Drake got way too many
He
hits
already
than
did.
Kendrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drake has more hits than Kendrick, though.
It's not about more hits. Who got the most awards?
I mean, I think hits is what's making you money. I don't think rewards is making you
To
money.
be fair, with what happened, what happened between Kendrick and Drake, I wouldn't be surprised if they hit him up on some we need tunes, man. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Who? Drake's gonna hit up Kendrick for tunes on his radio station?
No, Rockstar. Hit up Kendrick.
Okay. I mean, Kendrick did have a lot of tracks on GTA 5.
He did. So man, Kendrick.
But that was the old Rockstar, man. That was Rockstar when they had all their best people.
Yeah, but with the way pop culture is now, I feel like you'd be a fool not to have Kendrick's raps not on your game.
Unless Drake paid them off to not have Kendrick in the game.
No, I don't even think they would accept that.
Bro, you know Drake would try to pull something like that. The fact that he sued this man still lost. And he sued his label and lost too. Like, I don't know. Drake would do something like that.
Yeah, well, what if they have Not Like Us?
If they have Not Like Us in there, Drake is definitely suing Rockstar next.
I mean, I don't think he gonna win it anyway.
I don't think he's gonna win it either, but he's definitely gonna sue them. With his track record, he's suing everybody because of that song.
I guess we could move on with the topics. That was the GTA delayed stuff. Is that next?
I don't know where I don't know where Caleb at, but he about to miss his own topic.
I think he was saying
he's gonna be AFK for a while. Yeah, I know.
Well, I guess we could probably just go to like the one after that.
Oh, the what do you call it? The Where Winds Meet. I think that's the one that's next, right? Where Winds Meet.
Yeah, we could talk. Yeah, we could talk about that.
Yeah, so this one is a free-to-play game. It's coming out on PC and PS5. Angel, I got the trailer there for you. And it's very much based on Wuxia. Like, if you ever watched like House of Flying Daggers, that movie, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, that kind of style of combat, you know, out of the top like action adventure. So it's definitely like that. Or if you ever played Naraka Blade Point, that's the best way I can put it. It's kind of similar to that. And you know, there's a lot of play styles you can have in this game because
you know
it's
the
based on
road
your
up
weapons
ahead.
and your discipline. So this is something, you know,
Who are
I
you?
definitely had on my eyes because it looked very interesting to me.
Same as you.
And I grew up watching those type of movies, like the Wuxia style of movies. And if you didn't know, I am disciplined in martial arts, so this is right up my alley.
A guest in dreams. Yet unaware.
This time, I'll be the villain.
But I have been on this path too long now.
The street was filled with ghosts.
Without a single coin, you call yourself the god of treasure?
I'll give you one more chance. Go on. Kill me.
Hold up.
If I don't go back, what'll happen to the others?
Mere end. Such an unseemly struggle. You've got a sword, right? So why couldn't you save her?
All right, so here we go. Yes, we have got to talk about where wins meet. Now, I had the chance.
Okay. I don't know. I've never really been into those kind of games, so.
One of my friends was actually recently telling me about this game. Is this supposed to be like a single player, kind of like a MMO type of game?
I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was multiplayer. I could be wrong though.
So this is like an MMO.
Yeah. I believe this is because hang on, let me pull up their website. Shout out to Asian studios because they're definitely going hard.
There's actually been a lot of Asian games coming out in the past couple of years.
Yep. So it's a free-to-play open world game. Let me see.
A free-to-play game.
Right? Oh, they got a creator. They got a content creator program, Angel. Might have to check it out.
It's too much games, Sammy. I don't need too much games to cover. I barely holding on to the ones I cover now. And then you want to add Arc Raiders into the mix? That's
Bet. Drop this game, just play Arc Raiders.
that's crazy. You just want me to drop everything for Arc Raiders.
Yeah, I believe it's an open world RPG style of game with like inspiration on Souls like combat to a degree, because it's more of like, I would say more leans towards Wukong, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Bluetooth mode.
Because when you talk about Wuxia, it's like over the top action, like people can leap from like mountain to mountain kind of thing. Like people are flying through trees, like that's Wuxia. So this reminds me of like a game that like might be like Sekiro or Wukong in terms of combat, but like elements of Souls like games. It is an RPG. That's why I said the different disciplines. Like I hear whatever weapon you fight with, like that's gonna be the discipline. So like if you fight with fans or you fight with an umbrella, a short sword, or whatever the case is, Like that's your discipline, your fighting style, and it changes up things for you in terms of your gameplay. So they did say it's an open world. In terms of if you're able to play with other players, it doesn't really say. Like I'm looking at the description here on Steam as well. I'm not seeing what I need to see. There might be like a hub where players like group up or something like that, and they do like quests or missions in co-op style. But I don't know if it's like. Okay, so here, adventure alone or forge your community. Embark on a narrative-driven adventure filled with rich solo gameplay, or team up with up to 4 friends. So I was right. So essentially, you play this game solo, or if you got some friends that are all playing this game, you guys can group up to 4 people and do some co-op quests or missions. You can join a guild. You can have access to group activities such as guild wars, dungeons, and raids. There's also competitive duels, or you can enter a shared world together. So like I said, there might be like a hub where all of you guys can group up and, you know, take some downtime. Maybe you guys are just emoting in that lobby or something like that, or running around doing God knows what. But that's what it seems like this game is. So I guess I was right on the money with that. It also said it's also released on mobile, so I don't know. Anytime I hear a game is also released on mobile, yeah, I'm always skeptical.
Remind me of like Genshin Impact.
Maybe.
It might be some shit like Genshin, because Genshin you could play with people and it's on mobile. I mean, that's a gacha game, but
yeah, hopefully this ain't a gacha game though.
Hey, we love our gacha games.
I think there's too many gacha games.
No, that's never enough. Never enough.
Don't say that, man. You're gonna give developers ideas.
Hey, I mean, Speedstorm was a gacha game. Destiny Rising gacha game. I play a lot of gacha games. Clearly,
gotcha. Apparently.
Hey, I would not discriminate gacha games, because the ones that I have played are actually really fucking fun. It just sucks that their monetization is behind a paywall, but like the actual mechanics in gacha games are actually really fun.
Well, it wouldn't be a gacha
they
game
drain
if
too
the
much money.
mechanics were ass. How would they get you to stay in the game?
You know what I'm saying? Speedstorm was a fun game.
Can you imagine playing an ass game and then they're like, "Gotcha, you want to buy this shit?" Fuck no. But what do you guys think about this game from the trailer we just saw?
I think the game, it looks good, or it looks like it can be promising. I just would need to know more about it. Cause like I said, one of my friends was telling me about this game, so I don't know. It might be a game that I might get into just to play with them. But we will see. We will see.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
I wasn't really
playing Wukong. I mean, not Wukong, Wu-Chang. I definitely might get into this one too.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Yeah, I definitely wasn't really trying to get into like any MMOs because they take up a lot of time. But I guess we just gonna have to see, man. We just gonna have to see.
What was the last MMO you played?
The last MMO. Shoot, it's been a while. I actually forget what the last MMO I played.
That's crazy.
But I know I've played stuff like. Yeah, I know I've played stuff like RuneScape and stuff like that.
Okay.
You gotta
So
play Final Fantasy 14.
Damn, you just gonna make you dive right in. Nano, you have no choice. Actually,
Final Fantasy 14 is probably gonna be like the next one I will play though.
Yo, I'm telling you, and I know you like storylines and shit like that, and Final Fantasy 14 storyline up until before Dawn Trail, I think it was Endwalker is the one before Dawn Trail, which is basically their whole storyline from vanilla till then, and its climax. So a 10-year storyline that you're gonna be playing from start to finish, and I feel like that climax was beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, 14 is probably gonna be the next one I'll play.
Right then, I guess we can move on to Marvel Rivals.
No, hold on. I don't even know if Caleb back.
Yeah, we can't wait for Caleb forever.
Yeah, but it is
because think about it,
Mark, and I do want to talk about the Shroud shit.
Yeah, but at that point, we're not going to talk about the Kirby Air Riders either.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I at least want to talk about the Shroud stuff.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So if we keep waiting and pushing things back, we're not going to get to those topics.
Well, what I'm saying is, can we talk about the Shroud stuff because it's past the 2-hour mark, and I at least want to make sure I cover that.
Okay, I mean, I guess this all leads up. Well, the last topic is pretty much what leads into that. So I guess we can get into Arc Raiders.
Yeah, we can talk about Arc Raiders. And this was like the AI controversy stuff, right?
Yeah, all of it is all. It all starts with Arc Raiders going all the way down to Shroud.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you've been living under a rock, hopefully not. You know, the last 2 weeks have been all about Arc Raiders. You know, as much as Battlefield wanted to contend with Arc Raiders, it seems like it's no longer a foot race anymore. Arc Raiders has took the lead, and you know, if you've been living under a rock, hopefully not. Black Ops 7 has dropped today, so you know, as Angel did mention earlier before we even started streaming, you know, the viewership on Battlefield 6 has dwindled, and everybody's watching Black Ops 7, rightfully so. It's the bigger franchise, Call of Duty speaking. However, Angel also noted that even though today is a launch day for Black Ops 7, it's actually Arc Raiders that's leading all the shooters in viewership. So it seems to be a reoccurring trend that it don't matter what shooter gets in Arc Raiders' way, it's just gonna surpass them. And you know, I've been playing this game. That's why, if you hadn't noticed, I haven't been streaming much of Sonic Racing CrossWorlds lately. I would love to do nothing but stream that game, but this game just took my time. And you know, sometimes a game like this magnitude releases, and you put down everything to play this game. That's the type of game Arc Raiders is. And like I said, it's only been 2 weeks, and this game has already sold, if I'm not mistaken, 4 million copies. Like 2 weeks and it's already at 4 mil. What's it going to look like at the end of the month or in a month's time? And a lot of people are saying whether this game can contend for Game of the Year because it's a multiplayer game, this, and that. We'll get into it. But for me, I definitely think this has the makings of just that, Game of the Year contender. In terms of the game, you know, there was a recent update earlier this morning. That's why I only had 4 hours of sleep, and that's why you hadn't noticed I've been getting my years wrong. I said 2016 like an hour ago when I really meant 2026. And the reason why I only had 4 hours of sleep is because they had an update this morning where one of the maps that were locked since launch of the game has been unlocked. You know, the community had to do an event. Angel was playing yesterday. He even participated in the event, and he got some rewards. I don't know if he checked it out yet, but you got some rewards, my guy. And the map unlocked, Stella Montes, and I went there. it is insane. You know, it's a glorified night raid because normally you have a choice to whether you want to raid during the daytime on any map or go to a night raid if it's in rotation for that map. Stellamontis? No, you have no option. You go there straight into a night raid, and it is intense. I'm gonna see if I can pull up a video for you, Angel, so you know the audience could follow along while we talk about this. But man, Angel, I swear to you, my only raid, because I only went there once. I went there, and you know how you can go to damn battlegrounds and you might find epic a pink item of rarity, and then you're like, oh, I gotta get back to the extraction elevator so I can leave so I don't lose this loot, bro. I pulled 8 epics on my first run, my first and only run at Stellamontis. 8 epic items, bro.
That's crazy.
Like, I don't like, the crazy part is all that sounds nice till you realize once you have all this loot, how do I get back home safely? So when I was playing and I realized, okay, you know, timer's at like 15 minutes. We've done enough. My inventory's full. I pull up the map. I look at the map. I'm like, hold on. that doesn't seem right. There's 2 exits that you can use with a Raider hatch key. Okay. Where are the general exits? There's only 2 general exits that the public can use. I'm like, oh my God. You mean to tell me there's only 4 ways you can exit from this map? And 2 of them are locked behind you having a Raider hatch key? For those of you who don't know, a Raider hatch key is a key that unlocks a hatch or a tunnel in the ground that you can take as a last means ditch effort of escape, and you don't have to, you know, run into another team to escape, because only teams that have a Raider hatch key can access this tunnel. So if you don't have a hatch key, you are probably using a general lift or elevator to get back into Speranza, which is the main hub for players. And what that really means is you have a chance of getting shot at by other teams because that is a public use of transportation to get back home. That is a public extraction. The private extraction is the Raider hatches. So you might not fight a lot of teams going into a Raider hatch because so many people bring Raider hatch keys with them. They just want to loot up and go through a general extraction because they want to save storage space. And they usually save their safe pocket for a rare item that they found in the raid. The problem with this is Stellamontis, everything there is rare. It's epic. So you're not holding a lot of white items or green items. You holding more so blue and pinks. And you're like, well, shit. If I die, everyone's gonna grab my loot, but does it really matter? Because if I kill that person, he probably got the same valuable loot as me. But at the same time, do you want to die because you never have an abundance of this great loot? And that's what makes this thing crazy, because you're now thinking, how do I try to survive as much as possible every time I raid here? Because this is good loot for me to upgrade. This is good loot for me to progress. I want to come here and keep all my loot. I don't want to come here and just die, even though I can and I'm not really going to miss anything. Like, you want to come here and progress your character, because once you get the end game gear that Angel's been craving for, you're going to be doing raids, and, you know, people are going to start shooting at you like, boy, that was a mistake. And then you start firing off on them with a Bettina, or you start firing off of them with a Torrente, and you hear that loud roar down the hall. You're like, oh shit, this guy's about to light my ass up. This is what we raid for. So I don't know about you guys, but make sure you don't roll in with a group of randoms. Make sure you got a team with you, because this is the place you want to be at when it comes to looting.
I hear people say playing with randoms is fun, though.
Okay, playing with randoms is fun. I don't mind it. I made a lot of friends playing this game with randoms. The issue is when you go into Stellamontis,
supposed to walk these halls.
Oh man, you're gonna need a team, bro. Stellamontis is a different beast. It's a different beast, bro. Here, I got a short video that we can watch on what Stellamontis looks like. I've been seeing a lot of people load in their solo. I wouldn't advise it, because if you die in there and you have nobody to back you up or even pick you up, all that loot you found, GG's, it's gone.
We'll be there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the new map Stellamontis has been unlocked by the
Put the video to you in the group chat, Angel.
Already playing.
So that was the timer that we all had to wait for. That 99 going to 100%. I literally took a break off the game for an hour and came back when I knew the game was gonna go, or the map was gonna unlock, just to do one raid to see and experience a new map. Crazy.
Damn. You know, fun fact, I actually did my first night raid today. I loaded in solos because I seen that the night raids were 5 stars. I was like, oh, so this is the bread and butter. This is where all the good loot's at, in the night raids. Bro, I've never been so terrified a day in my life doing that night raid. I felt like I was playing a horror game, bro, because I was like, yo, I could walk to a corner and something will pop out in my face, bro. Like, it was that dark. I'm like, dude, why do I feel like I'm playing a horror game? It's just crazy right now. And then, like, the music also didn't help. I'm like, oh no.
I'm not gonna lie to you, you're braver than me. I never ran a night raid solo. So the fact that you're telling me you ran a solo night raid, I gotta give you a flowers.
Man, yo, they were in the VC with me, yo. I was broadcasting in the VC, yo, and I shit you not, bro. I've gotten so many purple or whatever pink items from that nighttime raid. I was like, whoa, like, why don't we just do this more often? Because, like, that's where all the loot is, you know. But I said, yo, I know I escaped. I escaped.
Is it more benefit to raid at night or to go out?
Yes, because you can find more blueprints to craft more items. You can find more rare items to craft higher quality gear.
Wait, so why are you not doing that, Sammy?
No, I loot at night too. I just loot with a team. I don't do it solo. The problem is when you raid at night, there's more arc on the map. Arc is the robotic enemy, the AI. So anything that can make noise will draw arc to you. Even light can draw arc to you. So raiding at night isn't ideal for raiders because at night you're gonna want to use your flashlight to see. Arc will be drawn to that. At night, everything is quieter. So when you start looting things, you're a lot louder. And that will also draw arc to you. And the arc are no pushovers. Angel knows. Angel experienced his first Rocketeer from what Ishnik told me. So it's no joke raiding at nighttime.
Yo, 100%. Yo, there was so many like arc outside, bro. And then also fucking people shooting each other and shooting arcs. And I'm over here running for my life. I got like I got a lot of purples. I don't remember what I got, but I got a lot of purples. And I was like, yo, this is a lot of purples. I need to, you know, get out. So I found, I don't know how I managed to survive all this, but I managed to find the subway, activate the subway, and I went to hide in like a fucking, one of those circular things. Like I went inside of it, right? Bro, I shit you not, while I was waiting for a train, I see a player run by. I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to die. He's looking for me because he was looking for the person that activated it because I did it. And I'm sitting around. Then I turn around and I see him walk past again. I'm like, I don't think he sees me in this thing. I was like, yo, I'm there. My heart's racing. I'm like, dude, if he finds me, I'm dead. Finds me, I'm dead. Yo, the train opens up. Fucking, I'll wait to see if he goes in there or anything like that. And I didn't see nothing. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make a run for it. To find out this man was already activating the computer. So by the time I walk in, the fucking
They
doors
closed and you
closed and I
gotta-
escaped.
yeah.
I'm like, yo, that was crazy.
Your heart must have been pounding, bro.
Yo, I'm like, I got purple shit. I don't want to lose it, man. This shit was crazy. But then I told everybody in the VC, I was like, never again will I do this solo.
I'm telling you, bro, this is why I don't do it solo. Bro, I already have a heart attack during the day. Why would I put myself do that during the night by myself? I don't have a problem raiding during the night, the daytime by myself. I could see everything in front of me. I know where to go. I know that I can avoid the arc during the day. It's at night where everything is like anything can happen. Like you have no control over nothing. And because that
run across a jumper at night, man.
Hell nah, bro. And especially because there's more arc at nighttime, it makes everything more riskier. So then, like, I don't want to be in a situation where I get caught up and I have to fight back, and all of a sudden there's a Rocketeer on my ass. Like, it's that scary, bro.
Dang. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Dying Light. I actually like that. I actually didn't know that it's more risky at night, but more rewarding as well. I like that.
Yeah, that's why I always play in a group. When I realized when I went in my first night raid with people, I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. And then I got all the loots and the rewards. I'm like, oh yeah, this is why it's crazy, because look at the loot you get at night. There's so much risk, but great reward. But then I also told myself, I ain't never doing this by myself at night. I gotta have people that I know have my back. Angel's like one of the lucky ones. Like, this man did his first ever night raid and escape. This man almost got killed too. Like, that's what I'm talking about. It's just too scary. And we talking about a game that's an extraction looter shooter, but it can turn into a horror game real quick.
Okay.
So Angel, you've been playing the game recently, and I know you also mentioned before we got on the stream why this game is so successful. I want you to, in your own words again, repeat that to the audience. Let us know why this game is doing so well and why you think this is really a contender for Game of the Year.
And so from what I've been playing, I feel like this game takes elements from a lot of other genres and kind of meshes it into one. Like, obviously, this is an extraction shooter, for and foremost, PvE. That's what the genre is. But I do see a lot of other elements in here from other genres. Like, you'll have your looting shooting because you're looting everything. You know what I'm saying? You're finding loot, you're trying to extract it all, whatnot. So like you get that, you get the rarities, you get the commons, the rares, the epics, the legendary items. So you have that color coded like rarity levels, which is very RPG like. A lot of RPG games use that color rarity system. Obviously the PvP elements in here. You have bosses in the maps that you can coordinate with people or even randoms to team up and take the boss down and get loot and whatnot. Obviously there's no health bar, so you really can't see the health, but like there's still high, especially the queen is probably the main boss right now in the game currently. That's one of the hardest beings, and you have to come prepared. If you're not, you're dying like instantly. So like you have that aspect in there. So like when I see people that play Destiny, looter shooter, MMO light type of game, playing Ark, and they're liking Ark, there's similarities there somewhere. It might not be a looter shooter, it might not be classified as an MMO, but you have that aspect of killing enemies, get the loot, because you're trying to get the best shit in the game, the best guns, the best armor, and whatever you can craft to your heart's content. Grenades, med kits, stuff like that. And then you also upgrade your workbenches. You have workbenches, a system from survival games. Paul World has benches and stuff like that. So you're also, while you're collecting loot to try to get guns and materials to craft guns and everything else, you also get materials to level up your benches, and also materials to actually be able to craft these things in those benches. That's very survival aspect, like, you know, so like you see a lot of these different hints of different genres into an extraction shooter, and I think that's is probably why Arc Raiders is doing so well that other extraction shooters did not do so well, is because they found what works on multiple genres and put it into one. And I feel like they got something here with that.
Have we seen another game like this before? Like, I know we've seen other extraction shooters. I know we've seen other looter shooters, but have we seen a game like Arc Raiders before?
I mean, I'm not really diverse in extraction shooters, other than I played that Rainbow Six one that I thought it was going to be good, but it wasn't good, in my opinion. It wasn't good at all.
Apparently there's not like the genres kind of like it's not that much in the genres. So
I mean, you got Marathon, you know, that's Bungie's extraction shooter, but I don't know. I think Bungie might be shaking in their boots if they watching this Arc Raiders thing right now, because how are they gonna top something like this?
I don't even know if they're already fumbling and stumbling with plagiarism in their game, and you know.
Did you hear about that? Did you hear about that?
What
about the plagiarism with Bungie for Destiny? And they settled. The court case has been finalized. Bungie has settled in court because they couldn't prove that they were not copying.
Well, you know what's crazy? They've been caught plagiarizing with Marathon. So the fact that they got caught plagiarizing with Destiny leads me to believe that all they've been doing is plagiarizing.
Yeah, they had to settle.
Destiny, but you already been caught plagiarizing with Marathon. So this already tells me that game's gonna be trash.
Yeah, I think they should just scrap Marathon at this point. There's too much bad rap already. That the game is gonna flop when it comes out.
Yeah, it's not gonna succeed. No one's gonna want to play a game from a studio of people that all they do is plagiarize shit.
And it's sad to see, because Bungie's a great studio. I mean, they created Destiny, which was a fantastic game, the original. Like they created fucking Halo. So like, you know, this is a legendary company.
It is.
For them to be going downhill like this, and also
like
Sony, they did like their earnings stuff, and they said that they had, even though they had good sales, but with Bungie's bullshit, they actually lost money because of Bungie, then gaining money.
Wait, you mean to tell me overall, for Sony, like in terms of PlayStation gaming, they didn't make a profit because of Bungie?
I'm about to pull up the article. Yeah, I was reading the article.
Damn. So Sony's not even making money because of Bungie right now.
Yeah, so according to the report, Sony recorded an impairment loss of 31.5 billion yen, roughly 204 million, against a portion of Bungie Incorporated's intangible and other asset in connection with Destiny 2 in Q2 2025, dragging the operational income of the entire game and network services division, which includes Sony.
Damn.
This is not looking too good for Bungie right now. And not looking good for Destiny, which is one of my all-time favorite games, and I would hate to see this game die because of some bullshit.
And you already told me like a couple times, like a while back, that they might not be even looking to do a part 3 for Destiny. So like,
get back tomorrow, wash it off.
So like, where do you think this is gonna lead for Bungie in the future, or even Destiny?
I don't know. I mean, Sony's gonna have to, you know, get on top of Bungie, or I have no idea. I really don't, because, you know, if Sony keeps losing money like this because of Bungie and Destiny IP, they're gonna tell them that they're either gonna kick rocks or they're gonna just dump the the studio, and I don't know. It's not looking good. And Sony, has a habit of just dropping shit. If they're losing money, they're just gonna be like, you know what?
They're gonna cut their losses.
Mm-hmm. Sony going broke over Bungie is crazy.
That is crazy.
Damn, I mean, at this point, Sony, if you drop Bungie, can you at least sell the Destiny franchise to a different company? That's another company that could revive that shit, bro.
I think the same people that bought EA might pick up Destiny if that's the case, or it might be Microsoft that picks it up.
I mean, Phil Spencer is he's been known to be a long-time Destiny fan. He praises that game time and time again. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft, takes that IP, Now, can they improve it? I don't know. Microsoft is not known to be, pulling out, home runs either.
That is true. If they wanted to improve that, they might have to they'd have to look at Bungie's team and go down.
Yo, shit, give us the NetEase, bro. Destiny Rising already. People are saying that they love Rising over Destiny 2, and it's been a lot of fun. Other than the gacha mechanics, which is what's ruining the game. But if you give NetEase the fucking franchise and the IP, they don't got to worry about.
A good publisher.
Yeah, they don't got to worry about gachas or anything like that.
You think NetEase has the money for Destiny?
No, I mean they paid $100 million. They paid $100 million to acquire the license to do Destiny Rising. So I don't know. I mean, I would assume they got the money to.
$100 million is different from $7 billion. But then again, Bungie's valuation probably dropped too because of that. So that $7 billion that Sony spent, probably was it $7 billion that Sony spent, or was it like $3 billion or something like that?
I mean, they don't even have to. NetEase don't even got to buy the Destiny IP from Sony. Sony could be like, we can work as in a partnership. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you fix this game? Or they obviously work out a partnership deal where NetEase gets like a portion of the money because they're doing that, and that would also help Destiny Rising too, because now they have more freedom because now the IP's in their hands, even if it's through a partnership.
True.
I feel like NetEase can do something. I mean, look at Marvel Rivals; it's a phenomenal game. A lot of NetEase games are really good and really fun. So I can see them implementing something with Destiny 2 and making it better than what it is. Because God knows Bungie ain't doing nothing. They've been fumbling for the last couple years.
Well, only time will tell, really. Hopefully, for Destiny as the franchise's sake, they don't get shuttered, because that'd be awful.
It would be because there's no other game like it.
That's true.
And I think that's why he's been out for so long and has lasted so long, because truthfully, when you look at Destiny, you can't compare Destiny to no other game because it's its own game. I mean, yeah, you can call it an MMO, you can call it a looter shooter, whatever the case may be. But the fact that you're calling it either this or that is because it has elements for both. So it's its own game. It's a shooting game that has MMO stuff, that it has looter shooter stuff. You have your raids, your dungeons, you craft shit, you're looking for god roll weapons, you're doing all the end game stuff, there's PvP in it. So there's so much to the game. Obviously, the movement in the game. I mean, I don't know if you play Destiny or watch Destiny, but if you watch gameplay of Destiny and you watch the gunplay, the movement, and everything of your character, you will know that there is no game like that. Everything is so smooth.
Yeah, I'd definitely say it's one of a kind. So hopefully this doesn't I don't know what Sony be up to lately, but hopefully this doesn't make Sony rethink things with Bungie, because that would mean Destiny would be on the chopping block, which is unfortunate. As we were saying earlier, if anything, Marathon might have to be on that chopping block and take the hit, because I don't see them succeeding with Arc Raiders being this big.
100%.
With that said, I think there's a lot of people trying to throw dirt right now on Embark Studios, the company or the development team behind the finals, their first game, and now Arc Raiders, because the implementation of AI for voice line work, which is honestly funny and strange to me, because this has been going on for 3+ years, because Embark has been doing this with the finals, but I didn't hear an outcry or an uproar from journalists or players alike talking about it. People actually thought it was kind of cool that they did that, but now because it's Arc Raiders, it's an issue. Why? Because it's people having this game touted as game of the year or in contention of game of the year. People don't like that rhetoric, so they'll do anything to tear this game down. Is that why it's a bad issue that this game has AI in it? Like, I don't understand that. Even if you go back to the finals reviews, no one mentions that. No one really talks about it like that. So why this game? Like, I'm confused.
Man.
I get AI could be seen as something bad depending on how you use it. It could take away jobs, it could take away opportunities. It'll make certain infrastructures or sectors in the workforce obsolete, because us humans will no longer have a role to play in those sectors anymore. But at the same time, I see AI as a tool that could be used like we use calculators. Obviously when you use it in the wrong way or the wrong hands, back in the day when you was in math class and you was messing around and you wrote boobs on the calculator through numerical value, I could see people doing the same thing, just a bit different with AI, and really messing it up for people in the sense where, oh, I'm just gonna take AI and make a Chris Brown song without Chris Brown's permission and release it and make it seem like Chris Brown dropped that song. So I could see where it could be bad on one end, but I could see where it could do a lot of good on one end too. I'm trying to look at this as a very open-minded person and very balanced in terms of my approach. What do you guys think about this?
It's gonna be a slippery slope, and because we all have eyes. AI has been going crazy. For good and for worse. And usually, when I see, if I see like an AI video, a lot of times when I look in the comments, it's like split. Half the people like it, and the other half is like, yo, what is this AI slop? Or, yo, this is stupid. Why do they keep posting this stuff? I hate AI. So I think people have to see. Here's the thing. When the finals came out, and if they did use the AI voices, the thing is, AI at the time that we're seeing it now wasn't as big. But now, AI that people are seeing, it's kind of splitting how people feel about it, and it's very present on social media and on the internet. And a lot of people are, kind of deciding whether they feel it as a more positive or a negative thing. And with the knowledge of how the AI is now, people that are negative, they're gonna voice their opinions, man. That's just why I think it's happening now, to answer your question, Sammy.
I mean, I get that, but I feel like a lot of this stuff is happening for like stupid reasons, though. Like, for instance, the stuff that Caleb mentioned, like over AI. That's why he had to leave his team. Like, over AI, this is why people are or journalists or reviewers want to try to downplay this game, when really they have no other reason to downplay this game. So they were looking for reasons to downplay this game. Like Eurogamer.
That could be how you look at it, but you know, everybody got their own opinion. AI, people judge AI very differently, you know, depending on how you look at it.
That is
for them.
true.
They're probably like, "Why you got to resort to that?"
I'm okay. That's understandable, but at the same time, I feel like if you're given consent from the bodies that are doing business with you, such as the voice actors, I don't think that's an issue. Consent was given. You know, use my likeness.
That's a fact.
At that point,
that is a fact.
What are we arguing about then? You know, Eurogamer took it amongst themselves to decide to rate this game a 2 out of 5 because they used AI voices, but in the reviews everything was glowing. So because they used AI for the voice lines, it marked it down to a 2 out of 5. How does that make sense? It was even so bad to the point where people went back to the reviews and realized they gave Concord a 3 out of 5. Can someone please tell me where Concord is today?
That shit canned.
So you're telling me a game that even lasts a week is a 3 out of 5, but a game like Arc Raiders that is doing numbers is a 2 out of 5. Make this shit make sense, bro. This is what I mean where I say like people are grasping at straws to see this game fail. This game has dropped, and the craziest thing about this game dropping is not that people are talking about the game, is that people aren't talking about the game. Why aren't there people talking about this game like they were talking about Expedition? Have you guys noticed that?
I don't know, man.
Journalists aren't really talking about this game. Everybody is quiet right now. The only people talking about this game are us, the gamers.
The content creators?
Yes. The streamers. Why don't I see, journalists glazing this game off? Why don't I see publications glazing this game off?
Journalists were fucking with this game.
No, it's the content creators. Everyone has been silent. And the time they open up their mouth is to be negative on this game.
I don't know, man. I mean, to be fair though, the only like journalist side I know that scored it low was Eurogamer, so I don't know if that's like, I wouldn't necessarily take that as like something to just go off of. But
obviously not, but
reason.
It's really an eyesore and an eye opener. These guys, instead of reviewing the game for its gameplay, you're gonna review the game based on your ideology. That is a dangerous precedence that we're now setting in gaming, because now I don't know if I have to worry about whether the game is good because of its gameplay. I have to worry about the game if it's good because, whether it aligns with how you feel with certain things that are going on in the world, how your views are aligned. Like, I don't want to have to worry about a review for a game because I don't know if the reviewer or the journalist that got a copy to review the game feels a certain way about the studio, feels a certain way about someone working at the studio, feels a certain way about what was done with the story. Like, no, bro. Let me know if the game is good or not. Not if, the game is good, but if AI wasn't used for voice lines, the game would be perfect. What? So you're telling me the game was pretty much perfect, but because they use AI for voice lines, it's no longer a perfect game and you're going to review it poorly? Are we in high school?
Did you
not even high school, at that point, middle school, man. Like, what are we doing?
Did you read the actual article from Eurogamer on why they did it?
It was essentially because AI was being used for the voice lines, to sum it up.
Okay. I didn't read it, so that's what I'm asking.
Yeah. Garbage, if you ask me. So anything coming out of Eurogamer's camp for reviews, I'm no longer paying it no
Damn, so you know.
Nah, bro. Fuck that shit, bro. When people what's that saying? When people tell you who they are, believe it. Yeah. I believe it, Eurogamer. Trust me. I believe it. And I believe it so much that I'll never come back to you guys for reviews. But on top of that, it was an adjacent argument that was happening alongside of another argument because, Nano brought this up to us earlier in the week where, it was a big game of the year discussion because, Arc Raiders has been on his grind right now and it's been breaking numbers, like I said. And, it got some people in the community, gaming community, or even content creation talking about it. And one notable voice in the community was Shroud. I don't know if this had to do with any of his biases or generally how he felt about the game itself. But as I told Nano and Angel and Caleb, to one degree, I do agree with Shroud in his, rhetoric or his thoughts and opinions on Arc Raiders. But the other half, I did not agree on, which was, that another game shouldn't be able to win because Arc Raiders should win and, multiplayer games don't get no love, which I also do agree with. They don't get love. The last time a multiplayer game got love and won Game of the Year, Overwatch. And I believe that was back in, 2015, 2016, Nano?
Yep.
I'm not even sure if we can get this video to pull up so we can watch it briefly on the
do we have the clip of Shroud or what Shroud said?
I'm trying to see if I can find it.
I know there's people that have reacted to it.
Yeah, I know people reacted to it.
Usually I don't have a problem with Shroud.
Damn, so you have a problem? Well, yeah, obviously that makes sense. My bad. Okay, so I think I found the original stream and it's 10 hours long. I'm not gonna get that one. I guess we gotta find someone reacting to this. Well, Shroud, hang on. Wait. I'm trying to find the stream where he explains why. Oh, is it this? Here it is. Here it is, Angel. It's a reaction, but I mean, technically the original is played in the beginning. I know everybody else talked about it, like XQC and Osmond Gold.
Yeah, even like the Black Okage was talking about it and stuff. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw it, I actually didn't think it covered that much ground, but apparently, hella people was talking about it.
Well, yeah. I mean, Shroud is a big name in the gaming industry.
He is.
So, if he says something,
which makes it that much more bullshit.
Dude, we got to make sure that this.
But within his bullshit, there was some truth to it. So I gotta give him that.
Game wins game.
I gotta give him that, but that's all I give him.
Of the year, by the way. Do not let that expedition.
Yeah,
game
there
win game
was
of the
some.
year. Do not let it.
So
Absolutely,
it's not all bad.
Us multiplayer gamers are the minority. Okay.
Dude, oh my fucking god, bro. Multiplayer people are the minority. My guy, there are more people playing multiplayer games than ever before. Imagine saying that, not even knowing what that game is about. We can't let that game He's so washed up. Dude, the thing is, he's not washed up. He's like still really fucking good at what he does. How do you say something like this? Like, I have not played Arc Raiders. I have not played Arc Raiders, but I am not so close-minded to the point where I'm going to say that Arc Raiders, that Arc game, that Raiders game shouldn't win. I don't know. This game could be fucking amazing. It could be amazing. The fact that I'm willing to give that the benefit of the doubt, and he is like, we can't let that Expedition game, as if it's to be looked down upon or something, having no idea what it actually is.
The photoelectric cloak combined with the dead.
Oh man, the tough subject. I mean, you know, I do feel like multiplayer games do not ever get nominated for Game of the Year, though. I will give that to Shroud. That is true. Like, I feel like Game of the Year should be a mixture of the hottest games, whether it be single player or multiplayer that came out that year, not just single player games. And I'm not nagging single player games because a lot of them have good stories and they're really amazing games. But to alienate multiplayer for Game of the Year, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. That's the issue I have with that dude, because that is the truth that he's speaking. You know, the way he delivered it and the reason why he had that rhetoric is what I don't agree with, though. But the way he feels about that, I agree 100% with, because time and time again, I always say, man, why don't the best games from each genre or category that got rated the highest and, you know, everyone deems should be Game of the Year compete for Game of the Year? Why is there DLC in the category? Why is there, you know, the best shooter of last year was Space Marines 2, but it was not even nominated for anything in the Game Awards. It wasn't even allowed to compete for Game of the Year, even if it wasn't going to win. Instead, there was DLC and a remake in its position. I'm like, what the hell are we doing? Helldivers 2 was even on.
I definitely
like Power was even shown. Like, bro, like what?
Yeah, I think the DLC shit. I didn't agree with the DLC thing. I definitely think Space Marine could have been a nominee in place of the DLC. For Elden Ring.
Like, no, like don't take this the wrong way when I say this. Like, story games, single player story games, they're great. They're great for what they are. I love playing them. As you see me stream them. I played Expedition. I played Arc Raiders. I have no biases. At one point in time, I said they're both Game of the Year. And I've been consistent with that. So I can literally say wholeheartedly that they both deserve to be up there for Game of the Year. And rightfully so. They are the games of their genre now. It's fuck Final Fantasy. It's fuck The Division and everybody else that is an extraction shooter or a looter shooter. It's Arc Raiders now. That's the game that defines that genre. It's Expedition 33. That's the game that defines, you know,
I
turn-based
don't agree
RPGs.
with the fuck Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy is still Final Fantasy. But
Final Fantasy is still Final Fantasy. But in terms of who's running shit now, I think it's Expedition right now. It might be early and it might be a hot take, but that's my take. And this is why I'm saying these are the games that are up for Game of the Year. Because they're the ones moving the needle right now.
I do know you're kind of looking at it from the outside because you don't play Final Fantasy, but I still think Final Fantasy is still up there. They just gotta.
I'm not.
Square Enix is definitely.
I'm not saying it's ass. I'm saying in terms of like the future and where like those genres are going. I think, you know, Sandfall Interactive, right? The one that made Expedition 33.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Sandfall Interactive is going to be leading the charge going forward. I think it's going to be Embark Studio that's going to be leading the charge going forward in their genres, respectively. That's what I mean. I'm not saying, oh, fuck Final Fantasy, they're trash. I'm saying, no, they no longer may not be number one now. They have competition that can really, you know, push the needle. It can really push them in a box, which is good for gaming, because what have you guys both been telling me for the longest time? You know, Final Fantasy, you know, I love it, but you know, the last few installments haven't been the greatest. Expedition drops. How do you guys feel? Oh my God, this is Final Fantasy if it was Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Right? You know, Arc Raiders getting gamers from everywhere across the genres. People that don't like playing, you know, Escape from Tarkov are playing this shit. Why? People that were playing Power World are playing this shit. Why? People that are big on Destiny is playing this shit. Why? You got gamers like Shroud, XQC, and whoever playing this shit. Why? Because it took everything, like Angel said, everything that worked from all these genres and put it into one package and said, here, play this. And it delivered on every front. And that's why we're seeing it break. The numbers is breaking consistently. This is why, you know, we just had a conversation like 20 minutes ago saying Marathon is cooked. Bungie might be cooked. Because had Arc Raiders dropped and it was mediocre, Marathon would have a chance. But Arc Raiders is not mediocre. We're having this conversation saying it's up in the air. It's a toss-up right now for Game of the Year with Expedition. Not to even mention Silksong. So, you know, I agree with Shroud saying, yo, multiplayers get no love. Because look what happened last year. A multiplayer got snubbed. It got no recognition. Where was Space Marines 2? Nowhere to be found. Regardless of what you thought about the controversy between held,
even if they took out Elden Ring DLC, there's still a chance that Space Marine might not have gotten nominated.
Okay, okay, that's fair. But I wasn't even done yet. Regardless of what you thought about the Sony controversy with the PSN login shit, you mean to tell me Helldivers 2 couldn't be nominated with the hype it and the run it had?
I don't know, bro. They started fucking up, bro. It wasn't even just a PSN thing, bro. Like
it was still that game though. It was still pulling numbers. It was still that game though for that year. I mean, what I'm saying. So regardless of the controversy, man, that's
over, bro.
I get that, but I'm saying regardless of the controversy, up until the Game Awards, they were still pulling in those numbers. So that to me doesn't even make sense why they couldn't even be nominated. Instead, they got DLC and a freaking remake in its spot. Both of those spots could have been filled up by Space Marines 2 and Helldivers 2 by that point, but they weren't. It made the awards feel less than
if the remake is good enough. So I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem with DLC though.
I don't know about remake being in the contention of Game of the Year just because you already had the foundation to be good, especially if it was a good game from jump and then you just remade it. You mean to tell me you're gonna win the award twice?
They basically modernized it.
I think once you go up for remake of the year category, that's it. That could be great, Nano, but like let's just say, you know, Red Dead Redemption 2, I swear Red Dead won it. No, it was God of War that won it, but Red Dead won every award after that, I believe. Let's just say, you know, for instance, in this scenario, Red Dead had won it over God of War. And then Rockstar was like, fuck GTA 6. Let's make Red Dead Redemption for the new consoles and remake this. And that shit wins again. Don't you see an issue there?
It would have to be good enough.
It would be good enough because apparently the Red Dead Redemption 2 is a masterpiece. So you mean to tell me you're going to remake a masterpiece?
Hey, isn't that what they did with Resident Evil 4?
They did, but in terms
loved it.
Okay, but see, the difference is remakes that I think should go up for contention are remakes of games that didn't do well the first time around. So imagine if they remake Resident Evil 5 and it's a banger. Yeah, put that up for Game of the Year. Why? Because the first game wasn't that hot. Resident Evil 6. Yeah, it's a banger. The first time you did it was ass.
Nah, see, I gotta disagree with you there because you're basically saying, I'm saying if a game is remade and it's still, it's good, then it should be allowed to be nominated still. You're saying if the first game was trash and then the second game, the remake was good, then it should be allowed to be nominated. But from my viewpoint, it should be allowed to be nominated regardless. Because I feel like that'd be like a not good rule. Because your game was good first and then it got remade into a better game.
But the reason why I say that is because it makes it kind of cheapens you winning the award if you win it again, especially if the first time you released the game it won. Like, let's say the game released 20 years ago and it won Game of the Year awards, and then obviously 20 years later you remake the game and it wins Game of the Year award again. Like, am I gonna be surprised you won it twice from the same game? No, because you won it the first time. All you did was remake the game for a newer generation of console.
That's true.
You might have changed a couple of things, but like, did the game really change? No.
I don't think a remake has ever won though. So they still have their own uphill battle.
Not yet, but if it does, and it's a game that won in the past, what are we gonna do then? We're gonna be people are gonna start with the rhetoric of saying, yo, remakes and remasters are taken away from newer games actually getting their flowers. We're already talking about multiplayer games not even getting their flowers. So now we're gonna throw another wrench in the conversation and say, well, remakes and remasters are now taken away from games winning Game of the Year. We already have DLC taken away from games being in contention for Game of the Year.
Listen, I definitely don't have a problem with the remakes making it, because Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, those games are literally completely different from their original game.
Okay, see, that I agree with. A game that is remade but is different from its first iteration, yes. A game that is remade and it helps the first game because the first game released and it was trash, yes. But a game that already did good and all it's getting is like a remaster treatment and a couple of quality life improvements, no. A game that, well, yeah, I think that's the only caveat I have, honestly.
Okay, I could see your, I understand your sentiment. You would rather more fresh games be nominated. So exactly. I can see, like, I don't mind remakes being nominated.
I don't mind if it's with that caveat, because I think it's more fair at that point. Because it like I said, for the example, if it was Resident Evil 5 and 6, if it's remade into a completely different game at that point, then yes, because the first games didn't even do well and the first games weren't even in contention. But if it's like, okay, we're remaking God of War 2018 for newer consoles, like, bro, what are we doing? You're gonna remake a Game of the Year? And if it wins Game of the Year, it's taken away from other games that could have won it, that were just as good? That's when I have a big no-no, because now we're taking away from games that are probably like genre defining, or games that are probably new IP. And now we're saying, well, you were a good game, but we're just gonna give it to the one that already won it because it was that good, and now it's even better because it was remade. I don't think we should be doing that, because that sets a scary precedence for the future in gaming and newer games.
I can feel that.
Oh man, I mean,
but what do you guys really think about the multi? Yeah, go ahead, Angel.
I feel like, I mean, his whole comments and everything. Like, I mean, I do feel for multiplayer games. I feel like they should have, a spot in the Game of the Year award. I don't agree with the, the Expedition 33 not winning, and it should be Ark. It should be. I mean, both games seems to have. they could compete with each other. But I truthfully feel like, I mean, having Arc Raiders as a contention for Game of the Year is big in itself, because that would be a multiplayer game and contention for Game of the Year. So that itself will be good. Even if it doesn't win, that still will be good.
True.
And
Yeah.
I also feel
think it'd be
like
good for gaming.
Expedition 33 should win, because Expedition 33 is a phenomenal game, and it's on a genre of game that everybody claimed to be dead and nobody likes to play it no more. Like, turn-based is just too simple, yada yada yada. The developers of Expedition 33 said, hold my beer, and we're going to change the way you think about turn-based games. So I feel like they should earn that W, because a lot of people talk shit about turn-based games for all the longest of times, and they praise Expedition 33 with how they went about turn-based games. And if it does win, it's going to open up a lot of eyes. See Square Enix and other companies that used to do turn-based games, and they're like, you know what? If Expedition 33 won Game of the Year for a genre that people say is dead, maybe we need to try out, bring back turn-based games for our games. You might see a turn-based fucking Final Fantasy to come back, just because they've seen how Expedition 33 did their thing.
Yep. I actually
a big possibility.
I actually think that we will get future turn-based Final Fantasy games because of Expedition.
I agree.
And I agree with you guys. I never had a problem with multiplayer games being up for grabs for the Game Awards. When Overwatch won it, that was like a unanimous, everybody agreed that Overwatch should have won it. And I was
What else was nominated that year, the year that Overwatch won? Like, I want to know, because it would also help to understand why it won it too. Because granted, yeah, Arc Raiders has stiff competition, but like, was it because it was just a down year in gaming? Like, there was nothing out that could compete? I know Overwatch was big when it released. I know that. I know it was a big thing. It's still a big thing. I know it's a bit lesser than what it used to be, but it was a very big thing back then. Everybody and their mom was playing Overwatch, like how they was playing Fortnite when Fortnite first came out. The same way everyone's playing Arc Raiders too. So, like, I'm trying to figure out, did they had any competition that year?
So they had Titanfall 2, Doom.
That's a good. Doom wasn't the remake wasn't, or the reboot was. It was like a 7 out of
4. Be you saying Inside. 2, 3, 4. And that's all it's showing me right now. Hold on.
Yeah, so the only real banger on that list really you could argue Uncharted and Titanfall 2 in terms of its competition.
Yeah, people did love Titanfall 2 though.
Yeah, that's why people still crying about there's no Titanfall 3.
And that's because they're too busy,
doing Apex.
Yeah, it was only 5 games. Now it's 6, but it was only 5 games back then.
But
yeah,
I've never seen another multiplayer game really get acknowledged or even nominated. Like, every time there was a Game of the Year awards, like, it's always been a single player. Granted, Red Dead Redemption did have co-op and an online mode, but it's not an online experience. It's a single player experience.
Like, the core gameplay is not a multiplayer game.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna stretch as far as to say, oh, because there's online, like GTA Online is online. No, it's a single player. The core gameplay is single player, and then you can go online and do whatever with your friends. So apart from that, Shroud is right. Multiplayer doesn't get love. And the one time we could have shown love to it was last year, and we didn't, because Space Marines 2 didn't even get its name in the ballots. Helldivers 2, aside from the controversy, I've seen, honestly, could have had a chance to even get nominated. It didn't. It doesn't have to win, you know. But to give it its flowers and say, yeah, the shooter was hot. It even get that opportunity. And you know, as great as Battlefield 6 was, with all the buzz it had and it being a good shooter, I can also see that not even getting a nod. Especially in a, I wouldn't say this year's a down year, but especially in terms of all the other games that has released so far, Battlefield 6 is better than most of them. But I could see them, you know, if they have to choose between Arc Raiders or Battlefield, obviously they're going to choose the one shooter, and it's going to be Arc Raiders. And I have nothing against that, or I don't feel any way about that. But I'm just saying, in a time where you can show off two good multiplayer shooters, you know, one of them's going to get snubbed again. But one of them's not going to get no love, especially when EA has been constantly messing up and they finally get it. And unfortunately, this year they won't get it. Right?
Yeah, are you talking about between like Battlefield 6?
Yeah, with Battlefield 6, which is unfortunate. You know, Call of Duty dropped. It took away its I guess its momentum, or it took away its air that it had. And a lot of people are streaming that right now instead of Battlefield 6. It looks like, you know, those communities are going back and forth with viewership. But Arc Raiders doesn't have that problem, you know? So I would be very upset, you know, if Arc Raiders somehow doesn't even get shown up there for Game of the Year. Mind you, I'm not saying it has to win. I'm saying if it doesn't even get shown up there for nominations for Game of the Year, I'd be very upset. That would be a head scratcher to me. And if that happens, I will no longer support or watch the Game of the Year awards. Because
I mean, to be fair though, Sammy, this is like an extremely competitive year though.
It is an extremely competitive year, but to say Arc Raiders can't be up there with Expedition or Silksong, when all three of those games have drawn the biggest buzz period of the year, and to some degree Bonanza, Donkey Kong Bonanza, that would be a travesty to gaming this year.
Nick said prepare to be upset.
As far as I'm concerned, the only game that is 100% going to be in everybody's nominee is Expedition 33.
What were you gonna say, Angel?
I said Nick said prepare to get upset.
Oh, hey man, it's nigga, bro. If I get upset, like I said, it's up for Jeff Keighley or Jock Keighley, however you say his name, and it's up for his award.
I mean, a lot of people think it's. I think a lot of people think he is biased on certain games for Game of the Year because it is his show.
That's why they be saying Kojima got that cheat code when it comes to the Game Awards.
Yeah, that's not a good look, man.
But so what? Him and Jeff go back, huh?
Hey, they say whenever Kojima makes games, his games always get nominated, bro. So Death Stranding 2, it's a good chance it's gonna be.
If the CrashOut gotta make their own Game of the Year awards to rectify this shit, so be it. We'll do shit the right way. We'll have you guys vote too. We'll vote too, and we'll do this shit the right way. We ain't coming with no biases. We ain't tearing down other games so other games can get propped up. None of that.
Until we get $1 million check for us.
This Nick said, I love this game, but not Game of the Year good.
Hey man, to each their own. But the numbers don't lie.
I mean, there's a lot of interest in Arc Raiders right now, and it's really up to the company to either maintain that player base and find ways to maintain it, because we all know games after like a month or so. The honeymoon phase runs off, and then you'll find out if it's going to maintain viewership, it's going to maintain popularity, or people are just going to go to the next best thing or like the next like flavor of the month? Because I've noticed trends like this for the last couple years, man. These top streamers, they'll play a game, people think, oh, it's the next best thing, and then those same top streamers play something different in the next month, and then everybody's questioning the game. Like, why are you playing a different game? Is the game trash now? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I will
Ninja
say-
already has a clip with him talking, about how Shroud was saying, like, is there anything else to do in the game? And Shroud like played the game from day to nighttime straight, and he damn near like hella far in the game, so he running out of shit to do.
Well, to be fair, the game literally just dropped, and every week they've been doing weekly updates to the game, whether it's new things that they're adding. Next month there's supposed to be a new map. They've already added different environmentals and into the map rotations, different events for maps into the rotation, which is nice. So they definitely are bringing that same charm and touch in terms of quality of life updates that they do with the finals into this game. And it would make sense because if anyone has played the finals this season, you would kind of understand why the finals was very dry for season 8, is because it looks like all their attention right now is in Arc Raiders. You know, all they released for season 8 for the finals was 2 weapons. There was no new map. Every season came with maps, buffs and nerfs, quality of life updates and changes, to weapons and whatnot, different gadgets, but not this season. Obviously, they did the buffs and nerfs as per usual, but all they added were 2 weapons. Usually, each class gets a weapon and a couple gadgets. There was only 2 weapons that were added to the game and no new map, just a battle pass and a couple events so far. So hopefully, season 9, there's a lot more content. But if there's less content, I can also understand why they've shifted focus to this game, Arc Raiders.
I mean, that could be a thing too. Yeah, they're splitting resources into 2 games, and right now, if this is their bread and butter right now that's making them money, they're gonna focus more resources on this game, which means less content in the finals, because a lot of the people that are actively supporting both games are now going to Arc Raiders to make sure that game's popularity don't fall off, because that's a real thing. That's a fucking real thing, man. I've seen trends.
Dude, Angel, because you gotta pay to play Arc Raiders. The finals is a free to play game. So if they got a skeleton crew just working behind the scenes, making sure the finals is, being balanced the right way, certain things are being patched, like there's a bug and glitch, and the game's still in a good playable state, then I think to them, they're like, okay, that's fine. But in terms of like Arc Raiders, they're going to want to keep pumping out continuous content because this is their I guess, their moneymaker, right?
Well, like you said, you got to pay to play the game. A lot of these top streamers, are streaming this game. Like I looked up earlier, this game has more viewership than Black Ops 7, and Black Ops 7 just came out. And the reason for that is you had motherfuckers like Asmon Gold, Shroud was live streaming it. All these top streamers are not streaming the Black Ops; they're streaming this game. So this game naturally had the more viewership, other than Black Ops 7, and this is a 2-week-old game already. So like, if you want to maintain that, streamers are your free publicity and your free promotion. So you want to keep that hype going. You want to start adding new shit while it's still fresh and people are so curious, because the more people see other people having fun and playing the game, they're gonna want to buy the game because they want to have fun with their friends playing this game and whatnot. Like it's a whole tactic, and it's a smart play. I mean, this is a fun game and it's a good game, but there's a bad thing about this game. It's a live service game, and I have yet to find a company and a game company that doesn't have this problem at live service game when people run out of things to do. It happens in World of Warcraft. It happens in Destiny. It happens in Final Fantasy 14. Even Speedstorm, because that's a live service game. Any live service game, once you pump out that content and you do all the content in the game, if there's nothing new coming out, you're stuck at where you're at, doing what you're doing, grinding for more materials, but you're doing stuff that you already completed and you already have the max out of. So that right there is going to be what is going to separate this game from other games if the company can maintain making content for this game, which is not easy for a live service game. So remember that we can't expect this company to be able to pump out content every week or every 2 weeks or every month, because that's very unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the
point.
Live service game.
If any indicator, if they're already shifting the dev focus from the finals onto this game, and like I just said earlier, the finals gets weekly continuous updates, whether it's patches, fixes, events. If they're moving shift over, if they're moving the focus over to this game, that just means there's going to be a lot more content coming to this game than the finals, meaning they're trying to compensate and meet everyone's expectation for content with this game. So if season 9 of the finals drops within 20 days and there's not that much content, you can bet your bottom dollars because they're working on more content for this game. And I'm going to be tuned in for season 9 to make sure to see if that's the case, because if it's not, then maybe they figured out and they have enough content already made and it's just whenever they drop it. If not, and there's less content again in season 9, it's because they've shifted focus onto this game and they're working on content actively for this game. It's going to be interesting. I'm definitely going to let you guys know.
Yo, I've been stuck on watching this guy. I'm not gonna lie, man. This peanut streamer, I don't know. This is just some random ARC Raiders video that popped up after your video, but I don't know. I've been stuck on watching this damn peanut guy VTuber right now, and this shit's hilarious. He's playing with Myth, so obviously he's a big time streamer, but like,
yeah,
his reactions when he dies is hilarious. And I'm like, yo, this shit's be funny as fuck. But yo, no, I wanted to ask, like, when you're in these higher level like areas, Sammy, you get that much loot off of off of certain things. Like, I seen this man have like columns of freaking loot they could choose from.
Yeah, because depending on the map difficulty, it'll have more items. So sometimes when you open things, like when you breach something and you search it, there'll be more items in there to pick up. That's why night raids are so coveted, because everyone wants more loot, and the best way to get more loot and rare loot is to go into a night raid. So especially when you go to Stella Montis, where pretty much you can find all the Exodus Exodus items or loot in this game, the rare items that you need to craft higher level weapons, you're gonna find more shit.
Yeah.
So this is definitely my gosh, this is one of them games, bro.
I agree. I definitely think ARC Raiders, I could definitely see it contended for one of the best games of this year. So
this is a
I feel like it definitely yeah, honestly, if you're one of those people that says gaming is dead, you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Or you just don't play games.
That too. You need to expand your horizon.
Like this year alone, I played 2 game of the years, being ARC Raiders and Expedition 33. And yo, I do not play these type of games. As Nano and Angel know, this Expedition 33 is my first turn-based RPG, Final Fantasy like. If you want to count the old Pokemon games that were back on the Game Boy Color or the Game Boy itself. Like I don't count those games. So this is it. And then extraction shooters and looters, I don't play them shits either. So the fact that I went out of my own comfort zone and played both of these style of games, it should tell you everything you need to know. Game of the years, both of them.
Oh man, no, a lot of good things that I'm hearing about Arc Raiders. So I don't, I know the hype is real. I think it probably deserves all of the praises that people give it and some. So, I'm definitely gonna be looking forward to the VGAs.
Yo, we definitely gotta get you in the game too now.
I don't mind getting it. It's not on my immediate radar because I was talking to Pro about it. But when I do eventually get into it, I'll be down to play with y'all.
Yeah, we're gonna get your feet wet the same way Ishnik got Angel's feet wet yesterday.
Hey yo,
yeah, we're gonna do the same thing to you.
Whoa, that just sounds wild. We're gonna do the same thing to you. That just sounds like diabolical.
Wait, hold on. What did Ishnik do to you yesterday?
Hey yo,
that's the bigger pause at this point.
Hey, but you said we, Sammy. You included in that.
Yeah, but I don't know what you did now. The way you was going off like that.
Hey, you was mad confident talking about we earlier.
Yeah, I was until you paused like that. So now you got me like, what the hell did Ishnik do to you?
Sammy backtracking.
I don't know if I'm gonna do all the stuff Ishnik was doing, but yeah,
that's crazy.
I don't know.
We're gonna have you on a training day, and I'm Denzel.
I don't know if I don't know where Caleb, are you there? I don't know if Caleb's like still here or not. And yeah, this is why I wanted to get to the Shroud stuff because it's about to be that 4-hour mark, man. So I technically stayed longer than I was supposed to.
Hey, that was everything. I guess we'll cover all the Caleb stuff on the next episode.
Yeah, and some of the other console talk.
Steam Machine 2.0 is the last topic.
Yeah, that next week.
It ain't really much to cover other than they just announced the console, and then whatever specs is gonna be. But it's essentially like a desktop Steam Deck.
It is. So that actually is an important topic, and I would like to talk about it next week because there's actually a lot of stuff I'd like to talk about it. I feel like that's actually I actually feel like that's a big topic.
It is. Because it could change gaming going forward.
It can.
Well, at least for the console gamers, that is. Which there's a lot of console gamers.
Yeah, man. Mr. Khalib, I don't know if you there or not, but
let me find out he with the One Up crew right now.
He's probably doing a podcast with them. What said that? Oh shit.
We might have to switch Caleb with Absent at this point.
Damn.
Let me find out Caleb over there in the One Up party.
That's crazy.
I guess since we're gonna just be moving the rest of the stuff to next week, or I guess like the Nintendo stuff and whatnot. I guess we could
wrap it up here.
We could get into our final statements. I guess Sammy, what's your stuff, man?
Well, I've been having a great time playing Arc Raiders. It's a wonderful game. Other games I'm looking forward to, I'm trying to get Battlefield 6 by the end of this month, if not sometime early next month. I want to get my hands on that. I want to try out both Warzone, never played, and I want to try out RedSec at some point. I know Black Ops 7 just dropped in the Game Pass. I might give that a look. So if you're looking to play some more shooters with me, let me know. Hop in the Discord server, and we'll group up. In terms of Game of the Year, it's neck and neck. We got two heavyweights. We got Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson going at it for the heavyweight championship belt. And it's actually, no, you know what? We got The Rock and we got Stone Cold Steve Austin going neck and neck for the WWE championship belt. Angel can vibe with that one. So it's gonna be a good year for the VGA. But apart from that, solid year for gaming. Actually, more than solid, a great year for gaming, and I'm happy because
an amazing year for gaming.
I haven't seen a packed slate like this in a long time, and I'm only excited for what the future holds for us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I guess for me, it would have to be I feel like we had a great episode.
Indeed.
I think we are in a very great era for gaming. It's glad to be a gamer. And I'm still gonna stand true to what I believe. Expedition 33 Game of the Year, I'm still calling it, and I've been calling it like this since the game came out, and I'm gonna keep calling it like that until the VGA's the Game of the Year announcement is made, and this is the most hype I've been for the VGAs, and the VGAs is also a place where they announce video games too, so it's kind of like an E3. So that's also exciting, and I believe
RIP to E3.
Yeah, I do believe that this year's VGAs will be on the 11th of December, and I will be free that night. So I'm be hyped, man. I got my popcorn ready. Rub my hands together like Birdman.
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. This happens every year, but this year is probably gonna be the worst that has ever been. A lot of people are gonna be upset this year for the Game Awards, and not because. I think a lot of people are going to be more upset this year than any other year because it's so stacked that so many games, it feels like so many games deserve Game of the Year. Like, I kid you guys not, if there's probably about like 8 games this year, 8+ games, that if they came out in other years, they would have won it 100%.
Yep, definitely agree.
So that just goes to show you how stacked this year has been.
The year of 2025.
Believe it or not, we haven't had a year of gaming like this in a long time. So cherish it now, man. Cherish it now. And,
start playing games, bro. Stop playing that one Fortnite game you've been playing forever. Start playing games. What if next year's dry? What you gonna do then? Oh, the game is dead. Did you play games last year?
That's a fact, man. That is a fact. Well, I guess that concludes my final statements. You could take us away, Mr. Angel.
All right, great podcast today, on a Friday. Thank you everyone that appeared, chatted with us, and vibed out with us. We had great topics, great talking points. Expedition 33 is still going to be Game of the Year, though. So sorry, Shroud. Hey, multiplayer games should be in there, but Expedition 33 is still going to win. That's all I'm saying. And
yes, sir.
Good luck to the teams, in the World Cup. Good luck to England versus Brazil. We're going to be watching that game and probably hosting that game. So if y'all want to watch it, I'll be live hosting it for y'all. And I'm excited to see what the future brings for gaming in general, man. Savagely. And if y'all need a strong player, Poppy is available. Just saying, I'm gonna point that out there again. Well, yeah, have a great rest of your night. Have a great weekend because, you know, it is the weekend. And we'll see you guys next week, which will be at our normal scheduled time on Wednesday. So you have a great one. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified whenever we go live. And we'll see you on the next one. Welcome to the Crash Out.
I will say, for those who come after.
Hey, I'm Jeff. Shit on Craig.
Who's done with you, Sammy?
Yeah. Mike's hot, but I missed a lot. Stream, back up, gotta pick the spot. Fold in the chair, still sharp with it. They said go live, I ain't argue with. We was running like pit lane crew. Low, tall, big fat, tight view. Angel, flow, nano, real steel. Sammy build frames, tailor tail wheel. Did it start with a spark? Maybe. Now it takes whole weight like daily. No ranch, no noise, just balance. Receipts in glass, that's talent. Guests come through, got proof on deck. Timestamp clean, we don't gotta check. Chat go wild like a launcher hit, but we clear the lane, let the point just sit. Crash out, tap in, what did I miss? Name in the mix, who talk like this? Take with no spine, we don't dismiss. We just let truth do flips. Like, crash out, tap in, what did I miss? Same fold locked in, clip too crisp. Run that back if the quote don't hit. It's all in the cut, not tricks. Scope got bigger, we're bound to grow. Talking patches, titles, even shows. Creators wild, views hit highs, but what's a climb if the base don't last? Got trap all plays, fake nets. Told y'all straight, don't chase those bets. Wrestle nights, promos heat. We break cadence like we edit beats. Film take cold, with lingers twice. What flops on a rewind, loo that slice. Hardware rumors, now we split them. Price specs leaks, we don't just hit them. Crash out, tap in, what did I miss? Run that clip, who really like this? No cap, just cues in the docket list. If you ain't got facts, don't twist. Crash out, tap in, what did I miss? Same 4 lives, still talking slick. Angel, Nano, Sammy, and Kayla, we built this seat. Don't trip. Sam Track War got tainted rounds. People vote like they planting ground. Spy tax, crap match names caught. We slow it all down like a framing court. Recast post, they become the dot. With a meta shift and the top get dropped. Call in, heat like a flame on cue. Found top real and the clips run through, but it ain't just take, it's the way we shift. If you can't cite source, it don't get lift. Don't play that loud if the root ain't sound. If the take don't cite it, won't stick round. Mic still warm, but we come with it. Crash outs where the con gets lit. Crash out, tap in, what did I miss? Same 4 chairs, same heat, same twist. Talk got depth, don't need no skits. We don't chase hype, we fix. Crash out, tap in, what did I miss? Said it once, might say it again. If the quote don't hold it, don't make print. Cut through noise, that's it. Mic's down. Docket full though. Next run already locked in. See it. Crash out. Same time. Same time.